All right, are we live here?
I see it.
Okay, Alon's in the other room. That's my brother. My other brother is going to test this right now. That's why we started at 11:55. Gives us 5-minute technology check. All right, let's get to the chat here. Let's get a thumbs up, Lon. Can you hear Adam? All right, we got a thumbs up. Beautiful.
No, I can't hear Adam.
Well, Adam's not talking right now. All right, let's just get into it. So, hello everybody. I'm Gil. I'm one take for right now. And Adam, say hello. That's my brother Adam. That's right. He's the less attractive, less good-looking one, or else he'd be on camera. And exactly. And we do a podcast together called Saulcast, which is about the show Breaking Bad, and that's why we feel we're equipped to talk about this.
Adam's so quiet.
Let me turn up Adam. Adam, try talking again. Very quiet. Let's try turning him up even more. All right, Adam, talk. I know. You sound like Ming Chen. No, Adam?
A little more.
Let me turn him up even more. All right. Yeah. Fearsome Panda 666. How's it going? Just figuring out some tech. Adam, talk a little bit more. You hearing him, Alon?
Yeah, just real quiet.
That's odd. All right, well, that's fine. I guess I'll have to do the work. I'll have to do the heavy lifting for both of us. All right, everybody. So here's the plan. El Camino, a Breaking Bad film, premieres in T-minus 3 hours and 2 minutes. And to get ready, and for those of you asking about my Red Bull, it's going to be a big reveal. I'll show that shortly. So what we're going to do tonight to count down to El Camino is we are going to watch the last 3 episodes of Breaking Bad, starting with episode 14, Ozymandias. And basically, the reason I wanted to do this is Adam and I, on our Saulcast podcast, we've been talking about El Camino and realized there's a lot of stuff we don't remember. You know, what happened to Jessie at the end of Breaking Bad? So we want to, at least I want to rewatch those episodes, get hyped up, and I'm going to watch them here. If you want to watch them with me, I'll tell you when I start, and you can kind of start at the same time. You can also download a Chrome extension called Netflix Party, and there's a link here in the description. If you use that, it'll sync up your Netflix with mine, and it'll make sure that we stay in sync throughout this watch. There we go. We got Adam on speakerphone, so that'll get the job done. So we're going to get started here in a minute. Now, for those of you asking about my Red Bull, I'm kind of disappointed nobody guessed what flavor. But what flavor is it? What's that?
Is there such a thing as mango Red Bull? Because if there were, you definitely got that.
No, there is no, as far as I know, there's no such thing as mango Red Bull. There is mango Nos, but no mango Red Bull. All right, Brandon White. Brandon White's got it. What else?
Any relation? Hey, Brandon White, any relation to Walter?
Oh, nice. Blue Red Bull, of course. Baby blue. Blue sky.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah, so I'm going to crack this open, and then we're going to start Ozymandias here shortly. And basically, we'll talk about it. We'll comment on it. We'll chat. It'll be on in the background. It'll be a watch party, getting ready for El Camino. All right, everybody, go to Netflix, get that Chrome extension. If you don't have it, don't worry. Just get to Ozymandias and just hit play.
Ozymandias.
Ozymandias.
It's not Z, it's this.
Ozymandias. Ozymandias. I've got my other brother here, by the way, Alon, and he's just a little bit nervous to be on camera. So I gave him a mic. You just can't see him.
Are you talking about just like a hand puppet?
By the way,
Real, huh?
I've just hit play on Ozymandias, so we're watching. Starts with a beaker.
It's a flask.
Oh, why don't you say hello?
Hello.
I'll put the mic next to you.
Why don't you should be playing a little music or something too. A little quiet. Or maybe it'd be good if people could hear a little bit of the. Or is that a copyright issue?
If it's kind of quiet in the background, I don't think that'll be an issue.
Yeah.
All right. So actually, we'll figure out. I might start playing Breaking Bad in the background so you can kind of hear the audio. But right now, I'm watching Ozymandias. If you remember, it starts off with Jessie and Walt cooking in a flashback. And actually, funny story about this episode. And this is an example of where people think that they can outsmart Breaking Bad, and then Breaking Bad says, "No, you're not smarter than me. We know what we're doing." Adam, you might remember this. So the episode right before Ozymandias, it ends with a huge cliffhanger where the cops show up to a meeting between Walter and the Nazis. The episode ends with the Nazis taking all their machine guns out, and then Hank and his cop partner are basically about to have a standoff with them. Gomez, that's right. So the what do you call it? The Nazis start firing their machine guns, and the machine gun fire goes on for a few seconds, long enough that you can see Walt run behind his, or you can see Hank run behind his car. You can see Gomez try to jump out of the way. And my dad, who's always critical of everything he watches, he's like, "This is BS. I fought in a war. If they shot with those machine guns, Hank and Gomez would be torn to shreds in 2 seconds." And I said, hold on, give him a chance. So you go to the next episode of Breaking Bad, and it opens up with this flashback, and then the machine gun fire happens. And it happens for like 3 seconds and then stops. And it turns out that in the previous episode, that was a trick of editing. They kept the machine gun fire going for longer and basically showed it to you from different perspectives. You see it from Hank's perspective. You see it from Gomez's perspective. So the machine gun fire didn't actually last that long. It was just cutting back and forth between the different characters. So for those of you that questioned Breaking Bad, you thought you knew better, you were wrong.
Yes, it was actually pretty realistic.
Exactly.
Because I can't stand in action movies and stuff where their survival or the progression of the movie depends on everyone having horrible aim.
Yeah, I know. Kind of like the stormtroopers in what do you call it? Star Wars.
Yeah, what's that thing where they have it's like a war? There's space, there's stars, and
yeah, it was a war. Like it wasn't on Earth. But it was like in that place where it's all black with white dots. Hey, space, that's right. Right. Anybody else watching Ozymandias with me, or am I alone here and watching Breaking Bad right now? Watching Walt lie to his wife. She called him during during a cook with Jessie. One thing that you notice. What's that, Adam?
Nah, go ahead.
I was going to say, one thing you notice when you watch Breaking Bad is that Walt, he can become this master cook, this like drug lord or whatever. But whenever he's lying to Marie, he's such a terrible liar. It's always so obvious. What's that? Who did I say? Marie, whenever he lies to Skylar.
They're not rocks, Marie.
They're minerals. Someone on Periscope just corrected me. By the way, if you're watching this on Periscope, you're hearing me through my phone's microphone. If you want to get a high quality stream through this microphone over here, go to the YouTube channel. I put the link in the title. Look at that. I'm on multiple platforms right now. It's crazy.
2019.
Here we go. So if you're watching the episode with me, we just saw Walt without pants on, maybe for the last time this series.
Definitely not the first time.
And the machine gun fire is about to happen. All right, if you're trying to stay in sync with me, I'm not skipping the intro. You can't skip the Breaking Bad intro. Yeah, someone on Periscope just said, this episode really tore me up. And I've got to agree, this was probably the best episode of Breaking Bad, I'd say, of the whole series. I've always thought of this episode as the actual finale, and then the following two episodes as sort of an epilogue. So I don't know what that makes El Camino.
Walt's face after Hank gets shot is haunting.
Oh yeah, the way the audio cuts out, and then the audio cuts out, and when the audio comes back in, just bawling.
And it's all his fault.
Oh yeah,
Really.
His hubris. All he had to do was take the money from those two dopes. What were their names?
Oh yeah. The gray matter people. Schwartz. Something Schwartz.
That's right, Schwarzenegger. That's right. Does anybody remember where the Nazis came from? That's one gap in my Breaking Bad knowledge. I just remember watching the series, and all of a sudden there was a gang of Nazis involved.
I mean, does anyone know where Nazis come from?
That's a big question. Probably too big to solve on tonight's stream. Man, Todd is such a punk.
Yeah, I don't like him.
Uh-oh. Jack just learned that these guys are DEA. He's got a gun. He's pulling out a gun. He's about to shoot Hank. For anyone that's just joining on the YouTube or the Periscope, I'm currently watching Breaking Bad episode 14. And if you want to stay synced up, I am, I don't know, about 7 minutes in.
And we're watching all three of the last 3 episodes of Breaking Bad preparation.
Yep. Damn, this whole scene of Walt begging Jack not to kill Hank, maybe, I don't know, one of the most tense scenes in the entire series. One of the things that Vince Gilligan and the Breaking Bad team do best is tense negotiations in the desert. If you haven't watched Better Call Saul, episode 2 contains one of my favorite scenes of Better Call Saul and of Breaking Bad. One of my favorite scenes in the whole Breaking Bad universe. And it basically involves Saul Goodman negotiating with Tuco to save 2 kids' lives. And it was super tense. It was funny. It was dramatic. It was kind of everything they do best all at once. For somebody on Periscope that just asked what time El Camino premieres, it will be at 3 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. And that's and for those of you wondering why, I know it's pissed off a lot of people. It's because Netflix is in LA on the West Coast. And so they want to premiere it at midnight, which for us is 3 a.m.
And everyone, remember to subscribe.
Adam, I'm holding up this phone because you're on speakerphone in this phone right now.
Wait, don't you have another mic, though?
Oh, yeah, it's right here. Hold on. Hold this up to that mic over there.
Tell one to read his text.
Hold on, read your text.
You were holding my phone. I couldn't.
Oh, that's right. Where's the bread?
Where's the bread?
This is my favorite show, Baking Bread.
To subscribe.
Oh, yeah. By the way, if you're enjoying this stream right now, make sure to subscribe to our channel. One take. I hate to be one of those guys, but... Oh, this is an important moment because I've been trying to remember what happened to the money in the desert. What is the status of the money in the desert when El Camino starts? And right here is where Walt is begging for Hank's life, and he tells them Don't kill Hank. If you don't kill him, you can have $80 million. It's in barrels right here. Of course, once he says that, they can just take the money. They don't need to save Hank. So the F word in Breaking Bad is not censored on Netflix, apparently. Because Hank just said the F word.
You know, in episode 1, they showed, I think, an unblurred bosom. But somehow the
Unblurred.
certain parts were hidden somehow.
I think if this were a podcast, this episode would be titled Unblurred Bosom.
Yeah.
Man, I read in an interview that in this scene where Hank, and I guess I should say, I mean, spoilers for Breaking Bad, by the way. So if you haven't seen Breaking Bad, turn off the stream right now. But in the scene where Jack the Nazi kills Hank, apparently the actor who plays Hank, I guess he told Vince Gilligan that he would like for his character to have a moment to himself, a moment of peace before he's killed. So you can see that right before he says to Jack, you know, do what you're going to do. And then Jack shoots him. Right before that, he takes kind of 3 or 4 seconds, and you can see he kind of collects himself. And I like to think that's when his life flashed before his eyes, and he had a moment of peace. And now Jack's going to unbury that money.
Unburied?
Yeah. It's buried in barrels. What do you say?
I said, you mean digging?
Unbury. Dig up. Yeah, okay, yeah. That's fair. And these Nazi dopes have no idea that this whole time Jesse's hiding under that car. By the way, this episode was directed by Rian Johnson, director of Star Wars Last Jedi? Yeah, that's right. I liked this better than Last Jedi. I didn't hate Last Jedi. I know people were very down on that movie. I thought it was all right. Walter, so somebody on Periscope is saying, T. Luis 747 says Walter reverts back to his former self for a few moments. And I think that's sort of true. I mean, if you think of old Walter as basically timid, victim of the world, he kind of becomes that in this scene because he loses all control over the situation, right? There's nothing he can do to stop what's going to happen to Hank. There we go. The Nazis.
Hank attacks his fan immediately.
Yeah, he does. He does. It shows you kind of a clear difference between Walt and Hank. Walt's smarter, sure, but Hank he's like street smart, right? Walt's book smart.
They should have teamed up. I bet they would have been a much more effective drug dealing team than Walt.
Walt and Jessie, yeah. Walt and a high school degenerate, or Walt and a mineral-obsessed DEA agent. For people asking what time El Camino is going to be on Netflix, 3 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Yeah, exactly. So someone's just saying here on Periscope, the Nazis don't even need Walt after they find the money. Very poor negotiating on his part. He might have been able to save Hank's life if he did a better job of keeping under wraps where that money was. So one thing I wonder, what's that? Yeah, if Walt had put that, if he put the money in Bitcoin, he just buries his cash like stuffing it under a mattress. If he had put that in Bitcoin, those Nazis wouldn't have got their grubby hands on it.
He's hiding money the way the cavemen used to hide it.
Exactly. Yeah, the cavemen used to hide money. So everybody on camera here, all these Nazis, we know in 3 episodes, they're going to get torn to shreds by Walt's car machine gun. But I have to wonder if there are other Nazis out there. Are they part of a bigger brotherhood? And will they show up in El Camino?
I wouldn't be surprised to see some Nazi activity in El Camino.
Yeah. Yeah, agreed. We had some spam in the YouTube chat. People want to get political.
I want Jesse Pinkman for president.
What's that? Jesse Pinkman for president?
Yeah. He understands what it is to suffer.
That's true. Where do we think Jesse's going to end in El Camino? My prediction, so I want a happy ending for Jesse, but it's so hard to imagine what that would look like. If Jesse goes on the run, where is he going to end up where he can truly live out a peaceful life? If he's got cops after him, if he's potentially got Nazis after him. The only way I can see a happy ending for Jesse is if he accepts his fate, goes to prison. And then he could, read books, start a library. The movie, by the way, I think I heard it's 2 hours and 2 minutes. Yeah, the one thing is I'm super excited for this movie to come out tonight, but it's also a bummer that I'm going to watch it tonight and then it's going to be over. Crammy Gamer, thank you very much. Any support here is appreciated. Oh my God, this scene is heart-wrenching. So this is the scene where Jack has a gun to Jesse's head. He's about to shoot him. And then Jesse looks up to the sky, sees those birds flying. And you're close to the end of the series. So I remember watching this live and thinking, he might die. He might actually die in this scene. And that would have been heart-wrenching. Wow, T. Louis 747, my first super heart on Periscope ever. Thank you very much. Much, much appreciated. Will it be better than Joker? So, okay, that's a good question. I actually just watched Joker a few days ago, and I was thinking about Breaking Bad during that movie. And I won't spoil anything from Joker, but what I'll say is that movie has some similar themes to Breaking Bad in that you're looking at the transformation of a character from, in the case of Breaking Bad, someone who's potentially good to evil. In the case of Joker, it's a little bit more ambiguous to start, but of course, ending with evil. And what I thought to myself is just how much less subtle Joker is than Breaking Bad. Because in Breaking Bad, there was always that conversation of this is the moment when Walt becomes Heisenberg. And people would say that all the time, and they'd be, oh, no, wait, he's not Heisenberg yet, right? Because it's not really that simple. In the real world, you don't just all of a sudden become this new person. But in Joker, it's a lot more explicit. You could actually say, hey, this is the moment where Arthur Fleck becomes Joker. Overall, though, I actually did enjoy that movie. Adam, is he still on? Oh, he's out. Okay. Quick, just headline. What did you think of Joker? Thumbs up or thumbs down?
Thumbs up. Not gonna watch it again.
Okay.
But I thought it was good. It was entertaining.
Yeah.
Just gave me a lot to think about.
Right.
It was a little kind of on the nose a lot at times.
Yes.
That's what I expected.
Yeah. Cool. All right. Talk to you later.
What did you think?
I liked it. That's pretty much same as what you said. I mean, Joaquin Phoenix was incredible. I almost thought of it as a one-man show because I think his performance, and I don't want to fully credit Joaquin Phoenix. I don't think that's fair. I mean, the writing played a role in that, the directing played a role in it, the cinematography, but his performance, the way it was presented on screen, I thought was levels above the actual writing in that movie, which I didn't think was terrible, but not as good as his performance. But Joaquin Phoenix makes that movie worth seeing. I mean, I was enthralled the entire time.
Yeah, I thought he was an amazing actor.
Mm-hmm.
All right, I'm going to join you again a little later, all right?
All right, take care, sir.
Have a great time.
Thank you. We will.
Have a good day. All right, peace.
Peace out. All right, Adam's gone, so it's just you and all of you. It's just me and all of you nice folks. And Alun, who's sitting there. He's not talking, though. Say hello.
Hello.
There you go. Wait, hold on. What did you think of Joker?
I thought it was great. I
All
probably would watch it again.
Nice. Too much Joker talk. This is Breaking Bad.
Breaking Joker.
So I shared my thoughts on where I think Jessie ends up at the end of El Camino. What do people in the chat room think? Jessie deserves Jane. It's too bad he can't have Jane back. Don't think that's likely. So for those of you that weren't here from the start, I'm right now in the middle of episode 14, season 5 of Breaking Bad, about 20 minutes in, about to get to a scene that is burned into my memory. Basically, after the mess of Hank getting shot and Jesse getting taken away by the Nazis, Walt's car is broken down, so he has to roll a barrel all the way back to town. And this hilarious song plays in the background the whole time. And in the Periscope, talking about Brock, I definitely think Brock will play a role in this movie. In the trailer, you do see a photograph of Brock and his mother, Andrea, I believe her name was. So clearly they're on Jesse's mind. I get the feeling, the trailers did a good job of not revealing too much of what's going to happen in that movie, but I get the feeling it's going to be kind of like a heist movie where it's one more big score before I get out of town. And maybe in the midst of that, he tries to leave something behind for Brock, or he tries to say goodbye to him. Greg in the chat room, I did watch Prison Break. I know I didn't watch the entire series, but I remember the first season or two, I was hooked. It reminded me of 24. Every episode ended in a big cliffhanger. And that was another show that got revived after being off the air for a few years. I heard it wasn't great, though, when it came back. Hopefully El Camino knocks it out of the park, though. And I have a feeling it will. Badger will become leader of the heist, and his new name will be Honey Badger. I was very happy to see that Badger and Skinny Pete are both back in El Camino. Okay, Walter White cameo. Will Walter White be in El Camino? And I think there's a couple possibilities, right? The obvious one is flashback. That's a possibility. The other possibility is hallucination. I know a lot of TV shows use that trope. I mean, Dexter's a classic one, where throughout the entire series, Dexter speaks to his dead father. Now, Breaking Bad, it would be unusual for them to show something on screen that isn't actually there. But it wouldn't be, they've done it though. The one example that always comes to mind is when Jesse, I forget what drug, I mean, probably meth, I guess. Jesse does meth, and you see him physically float basically to his ceiling. And that was obviously in his head. But I don't think they're going to do a flashback. It just feels too obvious. I don't think they're going to do hallucination. But at a minimum, I do think Bryan Cranston will appear. Maybe it'll be on a TV screen, on some footage in the background, because we know the news will be talking about him and doing reports on this whole story. That's right. It was heroin, not meth, that Jesse did in that scene. And Greg, Dexter's Lab, great show. I used to watch it all the time. Okay, yeah, that's right. That's right. The scene I'm thinking of is when Jesse and Jane did heroin. Angel, how much time is left? So 3 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. So about 2.5 hours until El Camino premieres. And until then, I'm watching the final 3 episodes of Breaking Bad to remind myself of everything that happened and get hyped up for the movie, even though I don't think I could be any more hyped than I am now. And of course, I've got my blue Red Bull, because blue meth, I feel like, is maybe not healthy, So Adam's asking me to eat a light bulb. You can actually eat light bulbs. You have to just get the right brand that's non-toxic. And then if you chew on a light bulb, it starts to take on a sand-like substance, and then you can swallow it. Wouldn't recommend it, though. Man, so right now I'm watching a scene with Marie and Skylar where Marie doesn't yet know that Hank is dead. She actually thinks that Hank, as we speak, is going to arrest Walt. And when Marie learns that Hank is dead, it's one of many heartbreaking moments in this episode. By the way, funny story about I need help on the pronunciation again. Ozymandias. Oh, how do you pronounce that word?
Ostrich man.
Ostrich man dies. I got to learn how to pronounce that word because that's the name of a prominent character in Watchmen, and that show is going to premiere on HBO soon. And I definitely want to talk about it, so I got to learn how to say that name. But anyway, years ago, I called an Uber. And I remember it so well because the driver's name was Ozymandias. And when he picked me up, there were 3 other people with me. So it was one of those situations where I had to get in the front of the car and the 3 of them got in the back. And I could tell that Ozymandias, the driver, I could tell he was kind of annoyed about the whole thing. And he had an attitude with me the whole time, like I did something to piss him off. I never learned what it was. Anyway, he dropped me off and I didn't think anything of it. A year later, I call an Uber and I recognize the name, Ozymandias. He picks me up, I get in the car, and I'm like, I think that's the guy who drove me a year ago. So I scroll down in the list and I confirm it was him. And I say to him, I'm like, I think you've driven me before. He turns to me and goes, yeah, I did. Just like that, with that tone of voice, like I wronged him somehow. Anyway, relevant because his name was Ozymandias, which is the name of the episode that I'm watching right now. Okay, so right now I'm seeing where Jesse's being held by the Nazis. And it is kind of so in the trailer for El Camino, the first one, where Skinny Pete's being interrogated by the cops, he said, I saw the cage they kept Jesse in, and I tried to remember. I mean, did they literally keep him in a cage? Did we see his living quarters? And now remember, they basically kept him underground in a cage with a blanket over it. So he was sitting there in the dark for who knows how long. I know, Detroit Skills. I still cannot believe that we are going to watch a new Breaking Bad movie. And not only that, Jesse's back. We're going to see what happened to Jesse. I still can't wrap my head around that. Oh, man. I forgot how much of Jesse's captivity we saw, but Todd comes in. He's begging Jesse not to torture him. Exactly. Todd kept Jesse like a pet. Oh, my God. It's heartbreaking. Exactly. Detroit Skills. I would never have thought this would happen. It's like when you watch a movie that ends on an ambiguous note. This is like, I don't want to spoil, what's the movie? The Dream movie, where people go into each other's dreams. Christopher Nolan. Inception. I don't want to spoil Inception, but it ends on a sequence which is somewhat ambiguous. And a lot of people left wondering what happened next. This is as if Christopher Nolan made a sequel and we saw what happened next. That's El Camino. Owen, do you agree with that?
Yes.
Thank you. What is that thing dangling from your AirPod? This. I do have AirPods, actually. I guess I could switch to my AirPods. That would work. Louisiana Navarro, you said that, what reminds you of Prison Break? The El Camino movie? This is one aspect of Breaking Bad that I've always wondered how realistic it is. The fact that they feel that they need to keep Jesse captive the entire time because he's that good at cooking meth. Like, could they have figured out how to cook it on their own? Or are they just torturing him because Todd's a jerk? I actually, playing solitaire, just asked, do you think the movie stream will work because everybody wants to see it? I was thinking about that earlier. I am slightly worried about that. This happened with HBO for one of the Game of Thrones finales. So many people went to watch that the service crashed. It drove me. I remember I was sitting in my apartment. I kept hitting refresh, and I was like, damn it, I want to watch this. I have to believe that by now Netflix has figured out the technology well enough it's not going to crash. I think at any given moment, like 80% of internet bandwidth is using Netflix. Exactly, on Periscope. I would absolutely cry if it crashed. So you can all look forward to that, because if Netflix crashes, you can watch me have a mental breakdown here right on this live stream. Greg B, I use amphetamines every day. Nothing bad happens to me. All right, there you go. Jeremiah, how much longer until it comes on? About 2 hours and 28 minutes. 3 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. You know, the amount I'm saying that, I feel like I should be paid some royalties by Vince Gilligan, drumming up all this traffic for them. And by the way, if you're in the One Take live stream and you're enjoying this, would very much appreciate if you'd hit that little subscribe button. We come out with videos almost every day, and we'll definitely have videos talking about El Camino. Tonight, I'll do my quick instant reactions, but we'll do breakdowns, all that kind of stuff. So we'd very much appreciate a subscribe. Adam, any way to get a countdown? I don't know. That's more of an Alun question. Alun, can we get a countdown on the screen?
Maybe next time.
No, what we can do is I'll get another phone just to hold it up to the camera the entire time. A bread countdown. That's right. Greg, the Bill Burr appearance in Breaking Bad, was he the guy that was hanging out with Huel? That he kind of worked with him? He's the ginger. That's right. Huel's partner. I saw on Twitter the El Camino Twitter account was really into the whole thing where Huel, you never see him leave the safe house, right? Hank brings him to a safe house to get the whole story from him, hanging out at the safe house, and you never see them go back and release him. So everyone's wondering, where's Huel? And the Twitter account for El Camino is really leaning into that the last 3 days. They're like, Huel countdown. We're finally going to find out what happens to Huel. What do we think is the actual chance? I know everyone's joking about it. What is the probability that we actually do see Huel in this movie? Alon, what do you think? Are we seeing Huel?
Yes.
Yeah? I think we are. I'll put my money on yes, we are.
I have a feeling we're going to be blessed with more appearances than we think.
Yeah. Actually, Vince Gilligan or somebody involved in the show did announce how many Breaking Bad characters will be returning. I know the number, but I'm not going to say it because I kind of wish I didn't know. It's just one of those spoiler things, you know? Now I'm going to be counting down the whole movie. Every time I see a character, I'm going to say, okay, that's 1, that's 2, that's 3.
We can make it a drinking game.
That's right. Okay, El Camino drinking game. Every time you see a Breaking Bad character show up, you take a shot. So every time Jesse's on screen, you take a shot. Let's see. Okay, on Periscope, we have a prediction. I don't think Jesse will end up in jail. He and Huel know too much. That could be, that's a good point. He does know too much. Could he parlay that with the cops to get off? Right? Come clean, tell them everything, and they drop all charges. Does he know enough, though? I don't know. It doesn't really matter. All the Nazis are dead. Walt's dead. I don't know. But we have an insane prediction here on YouTube. Wings of Failed Surgery says Gus Fring is alive. I mean, maybe, you know? You never actually see. No, they said he's dead, right?
I mean, it's like blown up in half.
All right, Adam says zombie Gus. Well, okay, actually, if you watch Walking Dead, there is a character on that show who does meth. And if you look closely, it is blue meth. So we all know that Breaking Bad and Walking Dead take place in the same universe. So we may have a zombie Gus. Detroit Skills, come on, bro. He got half his face blown off. So did Two-Face. You don't see him complaining. All right? Yeah, what is Jessie digging for in the desert? So, Michael, I asked myself the same question, and then something occurred to me. What's he digging? Or what is he burying? Is he burying something in the desert? So, does he know more key cartel members? That's my question. Who else is? I guess I don't remember who else is still alive. Yeah, Greg B. Haven't watched Walking Dead since 2014. I held on to that show for a while. I think I stopped somewhere during 2017. Legit Player 101. Who's the guy at the end? I'm assuming you're talking about the end of the trailer who says to Jessie in the El Camino trailer, "You ready?" And then Jessie says, "Yeah." My first thought when I heard that is it's the vacuum cleaner disappearer guy. And but that feels too obvious. My other thought was that it could be a cop, FBI. So that's back on the theory of Jessie working with them. Are you ready? What is he ready for? He's going to put a wire on, maybe go do something really uncomfortable. Yeah, rest in peace, Walking Dead. I mean, who knows? That franchise, it's crazy. It keeps getting less and less viewers, but they have another new spinoff coming out. So pretty soon we're going to have 3 Walking Dead shows on TV at once. Plus, they announced a trilogy of movies. So I don't know what's going to happen with Walking Dead. Yeah, exactly. Walking Dead kids. Yeah, Detroit Skills. Negan was what kept me watching for a while. And then eventually I had to jump ship. I could see myself coming back to that show one day, but we'll see. There's too much good stuff on TV now. Wings of Failed Surgery predicts that Negan is the one who says, "Are you ready?" I mean, it would be pretty mind-blowing if that were the case. Okay, on Periscope, we don't know that Walt absolutely died. They could have saved him. To be fair, in the series, it's not 100% absolutely confirmed that Walt is dead. But 2 things. Number 1, Vince Gilligan has always hated fake out deaths. For example, when Jessie shot Matt 2112, he is dead. Jesus Christ. Oh, well. I agree with you. I'm getting to that. But I think end of season 3, when Jessie shoots Gale, the camera turns so you see the gun pointing directly at the camera. And because of a weird sort of optical illusion, it looked like the gun was pointing a little bit off center. And people said, maybe Gale wasn't shot. Maybe he's alive. And Vince kept saying, listen to me, he's dead. All right, I don't like the fake out deaths. Spoiler. Someone's complaining about spoilers. Anyway, and I was also going to say, oh man, so I'm watching Ozymandias right now. The scene where Walt kidnaps the baby and drives off, and Skylar just loses it. Oh God, it's hard to watch. So I'm going to stop watching. I'm going to look over here instead. Oh my God. What I was going to say though, so in the screenplay for the finale, it confirms that Walt is dead. But it's in the screenplay, right? It wasn't on screen. So, maybe he's alive. Maybe. By the way, I know people always gave Skylar a hard time in this series because she was always kind of putting a stop to things. You want to see Walt cook meth. You want to see him break bad, and Skylar always tried to talk him out of it. I was always a supporter. I mean, think about it. He's a bad guy. She's reacting the way you would expect someone to react in real life. Yeah. At Louise on Periscope, 100% agree. This episode, my favorite episode of Breaking Bad, I'm probably not alone in that. Such an emotional roller coaster. So many things that were built up throughout the series pay off in this episode. And then the mind-blowing thing is, when this episode aired live, you think to yourself, we've got 2 more episodes after this. And that's a style I really like. Game of Thrones did this a lot in their prime before the finale, but they used to do episode 9 was the big episode with the battle, and then episode 10 would always be kind of a come down like epilogue to that. Crawl Space was not my favorite episode, but my favorite scene of the whole series. When Walt is underground and just his mind just breaks and he starts laughing and the camera pulls out while he's laughing and the episode ends. Best scene of Breaking Bad ever. And there's another Joker connection right there. Crazy laughing. Greg B. can't get into Game of Thrones. How many episodes have you tried watching? Because I had the same problem. I watched episode 1. I thought to myself, this show's got 1 billion characters and I can't keep track of everything. So confusing. And then I tried watching episode 2, episode 3, and boom, I got into it. I was hooked. Jesse Pinkman is asking, what time does El Camino release Central Time? Jesse, how can you not know when your own movie comes out? But I'll help you out. Central Time will be 2 a.m. Yeah, Greg, you watched 1 or 2 episodes of Game of Thrones? Give it 3 episodes, then you'll be hooked. But then, as Adam said, you're basically going to be setting yourself up for major disappointment with that finale. Wait, LK Chapo, you're saying you're not a Jesse fan? Okay, JK, he took it back. I don't know how anybody could not be a Jesse fan. So right now I'm watching when Walt calls Skylar and all the cops are listening in. And this is one of my favorite conversations because Walt tries to set it up so the cops basically believe Skylar had nothing to do with anything. So he calls and he goes, Skylar, what did you know about all this? Nothing. It's clever, but it's almost comical. Michael Bisping is not a Ted fan. Is anybody a Ted fan besides Skylar? Oh my God. If anybody's a Game of Thrones fan, Adam just dropped some gold in the chat room here. To be honest, I never really cared about minerals. Hank. By the way, if you're in the Periscope and you want to get in on the fun, go to onetakevids.com. That'll get us to our YouTube channel. And then you'll hear me through this mic instead of that mic, and you can see all the chat that's happening right now. Or if you're more comfortable in the Periscope, you can stay there. No pressure. Ted was just trying to hit it. Detroit skills. And that analysis right there. Jesse Pinkman, I have school tomorrow. Should I stay up and watch El Camino instead of sleeping? You got to stay up, bro. I'm staying up and I have work tomorrow. And everyone knows work is harder than school. So exactly. Matt2112 brings up a great point. If you don't watch this show, if you don't watch El Camino tonight, then you've got to basically stay off the internet and walk around all day with your ears plugged or you're going to get spoiled. Yeah, exactly. Oh, Skylar says to Walt, Walt, tell me what happened. Where's Hank? Please, we need to know. And then Walt, he tries to pull it together. He's crying, but he's got to sound badass. So he pulls it together and he says, you're never going to see Hank again. And then Marie breaks down. I might start crying live. I got to pull myself together here. For people, Gil, what was your impression of Breaking Bad before it came out? Remember seeing commercials for it? I remember when Breaking Bad premiered. It was incredible because at that point, all we knew Bryan Cranston from was Malcolm in the Middle. And I remember AMC, I think Mad Men was out at that time, so AMC was starting to gain some traction. And they tried to drum up hype for Breaking Bad, and they aired this behind-the-scenes look. And just something about it was intriguing. I mean, the opening scene is Bryan Cranston basically going to, if you remember, it opens up with him going to shoot himself in the head. And I was like, holy crap, what have they done with Malcolm in the Middle? And then I think the documentary aired. I was intrigued, and the premiere was right after that. And I was like, holy crap, this show is incredible. One of the few shows I was on board with from episode 1. Couldn't get Greg B. You're missing out on a lot of great television. Mad Men was another hard show to get into, though, to be honest. It was kind of, for me, it was sort of boring at first, but it was another one of those things. It took me 2 or 3 episodes. You start to get invested in the characters. You start to get invested in the whole environment. Oh, my God, guys. We got a live countdown behind me. Look at this.
Is that working?
Kind of.
All right, here,
Oh, it's shining right in my eyes. There you go.
All right, just testing out. I'll position it there.
Wow, this is crazy. We got Walter White and Jesse Pinkman in the chat room right now.
Oh, yeah, just leave
Walter White says El Camino, a Malcolm in the Middle movie. When are they going to bring Malcolm in the Middle back? Oh, my God. On the Periscope, a friend suggested Breaking Bad when I was diagnosed with cancer. I find it relatable. I hope everything's okay now. I've had people in my family that have had cancer. It's not an easy thing to deal with. Okay, here we go. Paraj Fernandez, top 3 TV series according to you. Okay, I haven't thought through that entirely, but off the top of my head, top 3 TV series, I'm gonna have to go Twin Peaks. That might be my favorite of all time. I guess I gotta put Breaking Bad in there. Is it bad to put Breaking Bad and Better Call Saul together? All right, by the way, just finished Ozymandias. And episode 15 coming up next, Granite State. Yeah, over here in the Periscope. Yeah, I mean, I find that when we were dealing with that in my family, I mean, anything that can hold your attention helps, especially if it's dealing with the issue that you're dealing with. Better Call Saul. Yeah, I mean, at times I put Better Call Saul over Breaking Bad. I know that's crazy. And it's sacrilege to say here, especially. I think, though, to be honest, some of it might just be recency. Because I'm watching Better Call Saul now, it makes me just think of that. And maybe just in my head, it rises up. But also, I think just the whole staff working on Breaking Bad for years, they got better and better at it. Their craft has gotten stronger. So it makes sense that Better Call Saul could be better. I also just think it's more subtle. It's more. I love it though. I mean, I don't know if it's better, but I love it. Matt 2112, the Breaking Bad universe tops all. I wonder if El Camino and Saul and Better Call Saul are the last things that we will see in the Breaking Bad universe. Part of me thinks that Vince Gilligan won't be able to stay away. I think we'll see more in the future. Maybe not right away, but I could imagine 10 years down the line he comes back. Jesse Pinkman, this is the longest 2 hours of my life. I know, 2 hours, 11 minutes to go. So right now I'm watching the vacuum cleaner disappear guy talking to Saul Goodman, telling him he's moving to Nebraska. And right now I'm trying to listen to vacuum cleaner guy's voice to see if he's the one who says to Jesse, "You ready?" Michael Bisping, Joker's movie of the year. Performance of the year, definitely. I don't know if movie of the year. I really enjoyed that movie. I did. What happened here? My Periscope ended. We got to bring it back. Oh, and I had somebody in there. We were having a good chat. All right, I'm going to get my Periscope back on. Well, you got to vamp while I do this.
Just getting the countdown back up.
El
Camino. That's why you guys came here. So look at a projected
Breaking
countdown behind Gil's head.
Bad movie countdown. One take. Oh, can you type in onetakevids.com and get my Periscope going again?
Absolutely.
Joker is the best thing of 2019. Matt2112, Vince has a 3-movie deal with Sony. El Camino is the first. Hope the other 2 are Breaking Bad. I didn't, I think I heard that news story. I totally forgot. And to, is it out? It's going? All right. To further your point, it's called El Camino, a Breaking Bad film, right? It's not called the Breaking Bad film. So it seems like, maybe there's another one coming. Hold on. Adam suggests that instead of a projector, you use a laptop. I don't know if that's
I want to use my laptop.
He wants to use his laptop, so that's why we've got to use the projector. And look, if the projector works, that'll be badass, right?
Let me get one more box.
By the way, if you're watching this on Periscope, just so you know, we're also streaming on YouTube. We've got a whole chat going, and we're using a better mic. But you can stay on the Periscope too if you want to do that. Try and get a countdown behind me. And if you want to sync up right now, I'm watching Breaking Bad, Season 5, Episode 15. I am 4 minutes into it. If you want to sync up, I'm watching the last few episodes of Breaking Bad to get hyped up for El Camino. Jesse Pinkman, what's your favorite episode of Breaking Bad? Favorite episode, I don't even have to think about it. It's the one I just watched. Season 5, Episode 14, Ozymandias. Everything, there was so much tension building up in the show that broke in that episode. I mean, don't even have to think about it. You've got Walt finally telling Jessie that he watched Jane die. You've got Hank getting shot. Holy crap. My favorite scene of Breaking Bad, crawl space, when Walt loses his mind and starts laughing in the crawl space and the camera pans up. Jesse Pinkman, that's right. Powerful. That is the perfect way to put it. What a powerful episode. Greg B. Where'd you hear that? Yes, Greg B. It is kind of like Joker in the fridge. By the way, if you haven't noticed, what am I drinking here? Blue Red Bull. Had to go blue, right, in honor of Breaking Bad. Man, 2 hours and 7 minutes to go. Right now, I'm watching the Nazis right now. Jack wants to kill Jesse. Todd wants to keep him alive. Jack says, we've got all this money we unburied, we dug up in the barrels. Why do we got to keep making meth? And you got to wonder, does Todd have an ulterior motive? Does he want to keep Jesse alive for some other reason? Maybe he has an affinity for Jesse. So a few people have asked, do you think that El Camino will have Walter White in it in some way? And I think, yes, I think Walter will be in it, but I think it's going to be a very brief cameo. My prediction is that you see him on a TV screen in the background as part of a news report. I think maybe a flashback. In fact, if you watch the El Camino trailer, there's one shot where you see 2 people standing by a body of water, and the whole scene is blurry. You can't tell who's there. And I suspect that might be Walter. And it was, and that's why they blurred them out. Exactly, Matt2112. I think it was Walt and Mike in the flashback. And I think you might be right. So I guess I take back what I said. Maybe Walter will appear in a flashback. I think it's going to be brief and tasteful, though. Greg B, are you going to throw the pizza on your roof? Of course. Matt2112, keep us posted on that pizza. By the way, so if you remember the scene where Walt throws that pizza and it lands on the roof, I don't know if it's true, but I heard they did that in one take, which is the name of our channel, which you should subscribe to, by the way, if you're enjoying this. Also, funny story about Walt throwing pizza on the roof. So a bunch of fans of Breaking Bad have gone to visit that house where that scene was shot. And, I mean, there are people that live in that house. It's an actual house. And people are going, fans of the show are going to that house, and they keep throwing pizza on the roof. And the owners of that house are like, guys, Please stop throwing pizza on our roof. And Vince Gilligan was not happy about that. He, in the Breaking Bad Insider podcast, he got pissed. He was like, guys, stop throwing pizza on that roof. It's not funny. You got to admit, though, it's kind of funny, right?
Yeah. Ah, shit. Dude, don't mess with the countdown.
Sorry.
Oh, no. It's all sideways now.
All right, we got Alex Q wants me to buy him a laptop, him or her a laptop, so they can start their music career. Sure, why not? I'll buy you a laptop. Walter White in the chat room here says, Jesse, we have to cook. Here's a question. Will Jesse cook any meth in the El Camino film? I don't think so. I don't think he will. Michael Bisping says, damn junkie. Sorry, I'm not going to actually buy you a laptop. Now, I don't even know you. That would be crazy. Maybe if we got to know each other a little bit, if I heard some of your music, maybe I'd think about it. I would consider it an investment. But yeah, Michael Bisping here in the YouTube chat room says, damn junkie. So 6 years of Breaking Bad, watching Jesse as a character develop, and you sum up his entire character arc as damn junkie. I love it. Jesse is the son of Heisenberg. Hey, you know what? Drippy Perp. I actually wonder in the news reports, in the news reports, I wonder if they're going to give Jesse a nickname. What if they do call him Son of Heisenberg or something like that? Greg B, be careful of spoilers. Let's see, Jesse Pinkman. You guys were drug dealers this whole time and you didn't think to tell me. All right, someone joined the Periscope. They asked me to buy them a laptop. And when I told them no, they said, okay, no worries, that's fine. And then they left. Is that a thing where people just go into Periscopes and ask for, do your Walt Jr. impression? Ooh, I don't know. I wouldn't do that. I'm going to stay away from that one. I'll do a Mike impression, though. Walter, I can't stay up to watch El Camino. It's on way too late. Okay, Walter. If you want to hear my Walt Jr. impression, I will let you in on a little hint. Adam's in the chat room, popping up here and there. We do a podcast called Saulcast, where we talk about Better Call Saul. Lately, we've been talking about El Camino. Every time any news has dropped, we've talked about it. And at one point, for about 3 seconds, I kind of do a Walt Jr. impression. And in fact, we thought about cutting it out. We were nervous about how it would be received. I wasn't making fun, though. It was very tasteful. There's more a joke about breakfast. Drippy Perp says, imagine if Jesse was named Jesse Pinkenberg. That's a great point. I love that. I'm watching Walt and Saul Goodman in the safe house right now. I believe the last time Saul appeared in Breaking Bad. Didn't Jesse have a nickname from when he used the spice in his meth? Captain Cook, I believe. Captain Cook. Detroit Skills. Oh, we officially have 2 hours to go. Oh, my God. In fact, you know what? To celebrate that an hour has gone by and we're 1 hour closer to El Camino, I'm going to go and rewatch the El Camino trailer because I absolutely love that trailer. The, what do you call it? That song that they use? I get high, I get low. That trailer was emotional. I'm watching it right now. It starts off Jesse in the car, then Jesse putting his head against the door. Where is he? Where is Jesse? He's going to the one place he knows he's safe. Skinny Pete's house. And then one thing I love in the El Camino trailer, besides that amazing song, is Badger and Skinny Pete, who have been the butt of so many jokes in this series. And they're always there for comedic relief. When they see Jesse, their faces are horrified. And then Badger takes his hat off like a sign of respect. And our heart breaks to see Jesse so broken down, but it breaks even more because we see him through the eyes of his best friends, Skinny Pete and Badger. And it's masterfully done. And then I just saw the scene where you see Walter and Mike, presumably, the blurred out figures standing above that body of water. God, I love the El Camino trailer. I can't wait for this movie. Less than 2 hours to go. I can't believe it. Oh my God. Sorry, I'm just basking in how great this trailer is right now. And then Jesse lets that little insect crawl in his hand, and he looks at it longingly. Jesse Pinkman is such a diehard fan. He literally bought a pair of wallaby boots. What are wallaby boots, Jesse? I actually don't. Is that a reference to Breaking Bad of some kind? Hold on, what are wallaby boots?
Made out of wallabies.
Oh, they're made out of wallabies. It's funny. I read they're Walt's shoes. That makes sense. The El Camino trailer, I'm sure you've all watched it about 500 times like me. At the end of the trailer, you hear a voice off camera say to Jesse, "You ready?" And I saw an article that speculated that maybe that's Walt. And I think that's a ridiculous theory. Isn't a wallaby like a koala or a kangaroo or something? Greg, I can answer that question for you because if you watched the cartoon Rocko's Modern Life, Rocko's wallaby, and he is often mistaken for a kangaroo. So wallabies are like kangaroos. Anyway, just watched the El Camino trailer again, and now I'm going to go back to watching Breaking Bad at Granite State, where Saul Goodman and Walter White are in the safe house. And I believe it's the last time we see Saul in this series. Greg, I did know that Rocco had a new movie out on Netflix. I haven't watched it, though. Hold on, did you watch that Rocco movie?
No.
You watched the Invader Zim movie, and you said it was not very good.
No.
Okay. Anybody else watch the Invader Zim movie on Netflix? Worth watching? We've got a Walter White in our YouTube chat room here who's LK Chapo says, "Can you scream out the window again?" LK Chapo wants more viewers in the stream. We got to go scream out the window and tell more people to listen. When I was in college, there was one night where I was hanging out in my dorm, eating chicken wings, and I was bored. I wanted to entertain myself somehow. And I heard a bunch of hooligans, outside partying or whatever you do in college, I guess. And so for fun, I opened up my window and I yelled out the window, "Hey, can you keep it down out there?" And they screamed back. And they're like, "Why don't you come down here and say that?" And so I said, "Why don't you come up here and say that?" And they said, "Maybe I will." And then I shut the window and went back to my night. But anyway, speaking of screaming out the window, reminded me of that. Greg, so you say Invader Zim is worth watching if you have nothing else to do. That's about it. Okay. Walter White says, Pollos Hermanos. Postmates, food delivery service, a little while ago, did a promotion where you could actually order Pollos Hermanos. And I unfortunately missed out on it. My brother, Alon, did order some. And Alon, can you just talk for 1 second? Give us a quick review of Pollos Hermanos chicken.
They were not as good in real life.
Yeah, they were. What did you say? They were dry?
I think, yeah, they were very dry.
Damn. It's too bad. Jesse Pinkman asks, do you watch Walking Dead? The answer to that question is I used to watch. Actually, when Walking Dead was coming out on AMC, I was so hyped up for that show because at that point, AMC could still do no wrong. They had Mad Men. They had Breaking Bad. And then you find out that the channel, which has two of the greatest TV series of all time, is about to create a zombie show. Not only are they creating a zombie show, but it's going to be led by Frank Darabont, the guy who made the best movie of all time, Shawshank Redemption. So I was so hyped up. And then I watched episode 1. I thought it was okay. I thought it was good enough to watch. And I stuck around for a long time, probably 7 seasons or so. Greg asks, thoughts on Fear the Walking Dead? I actually thought Fear the Walking Dead was pretty good. I thought that it developed its characters better than Walking Dead did, which I thought was maybe a result of a lower budget. They kind of had to make it more interesting on a smaller scale, which forced them to worry more about making their characters more interesting and more developed. Oh man, so I'm watching Breaking Bad here, Granite State, second to last episode, and I forgot this whole scene. Todd and a couple of other Nazis sneak into Skylar's house. And I don't know what they're doing to her. They're intimidating her. Walter White says when he first saw Mike, it reminded him of the Wolf from Pulp Fiction. Couldn't agree more. And that character trope is one of my favorite. I love the guy who shows up and has all the answers and just takes charge. Wolf, Mike. David B. Why is El Camino not showing at midnight Central Time? I can answer that question for you. Netflix, located in LA, so they have a West Coast bias. So whenever they release something, so if they're releasing something on Friday, they release it midnight Friday Pacific Time, LA time. Midnight Pacific Time is 2 a.m. Central Time and 3 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. So that's why we've got to stay up all night to watch this movie. And we have to do it. We've got to stay up because otherwise we'll get spoiled. Greg, I bet you did not see that coming. What's that in reference to? You mean I didn't see Fear the Walking Dead being good coming? If that's what you meant, then you're right. I did not expect that show to be good at all, and I thought it was pretty solid. I didn't stick to it for very long, but I thought it was a solid show. By the way, if you don't read the Walking Dead comics, oh, Greg B, you were making a pun. Not see that coming. Not see. Nazis in Breaking Bad. I like it. By the way, if you're in the stream right now and you're having a good time, if you wouldn't mind clicking that subscribe button, and you'll see more videos like this. After El Camino comes out, we're going to do all these crazy breakdown videos, analysis, Easter eggs. So you're going to want to subscribe if you want to. Jesse Pinkman asks, do you play PS4? I personally don't. My brother, he's the gamer. He's off screen right now. Do you play any PlayStation 4, Owen?
Not currently.
What are you playing though right now?
I've been playing a lot of Smash.
He plays Smash all the time. He's
All the
addicted
time.
to Super Smash Brothers. It's a true addiction.
Yeah.
I mean, when we're setting up for the stream, I look away for 1 second. He's playing Smash.
It's my meth.
Yeah, that's his meth, which I guess is a good thing. He has such an addictive personality. It's good that he found video games before he found, anything else. Walter White. I just realized the episode where Jessie and Walt use a water hose to clean off the blood from Crazy Eight's cousin was a Pulp Fiction reference. You know, you're probably right. You're probably right. You're talking about in Pulp Fiction where John Travolta accidentally shoots that guy in the head and they have to clean all his brains and blood out of the car. It's easy to forget how dark Breaking Bad went so quickly. I think it was episode 2 or 3 where you already had Walt having to murder someone in cold blood, and you already had Jessie and Walt having to melt a body in a bathtub. And apparently, if you look at interviews with Vince Gilligan, he thought about going a lot darker, a lot quicker. I forget the exact context, but I think the original plan was for Jesse to get killed, and then Walt was going to want revenge, and he was going to capture the guy who did it. And it was something crazy, like Walt wanted to cut the guy to pieces slowly and keep him alive, like cut off his fingers and then cut off his toes and cut off pieces of his body, just keeping him alive the whole time. And then the writer room, I guess, said to Walt, like, or said to Vince, "Yo, yeah, we don't want to do that, you know." I should have done that in my Vince Gilligan impression. You know, I've got an idea. What if Walt cuts a guy to pieces? Walt was a bad guy disguised as a good man. Jesse was a good guy disguised as a bad man. I think that's right in some ways. I think Jesse was always more. I don't know. I always struggle with Jesse because you always think of him as this angel because he became such a victim by the end of the series. But you also have to remember that at the end of the day, he chose to be a drug dealer. He put himself in a position where he knew he was going to have to do some bad things. But he was such a victim by the end, and you got to believe he's a good man deep down, and I hope El Camino proves that out. It'll be pretty heartbreaking if in El Camino, Jesse somehow gets roped back into doing bad things. I can't imagine him cooking meth again, but I could see him getting pulled back into the criminal life somehow, and I just don't want to see that happen. Greg B. Hey, man, this ain't HBO. Greg, is that a reference? Is that a Breaking Bad quote? I don't remember that. Manolo Diaz. What are you saying there? Kebelon. I don't know what that means. I don't know what that means. Hold on, what are you doing over there?
I'm making a fancier countdown.
Oh, is that visible on screen right now?
That one is not the one.
Oh, sweet. Guys, so my brother, who is off camera right now, he's my tech guy. In that countdown you see back there, he's working on a better countdown. It's going to be awesome. Greg B, you're right. You were talking about the writers and not including gruesome maiming. So the writers' room told Vince, "Hey man, this ain't HBO. We can't show people getting chopped up into pieces." Oh, Walter White wants to see you. Put your brother on camera. We want to see his goatee. He doesn't have a goatee. He does have facial hair. Why don't you go shave sides of your face so you have a goatee?
I don't have time for that.
He's going to visit his girlfriend tomorrow, so he doesn't want to mess with his facial hair before then. Jesse Pinkman's going to watch Big Mouth while he waits for El Camino. Jimmy Warren says, y'all do know that it's not coming on yet. There's a timer on Google search, El Camino Breaking Bad movie. Jimmy Warren, we are aware of that. The movie comes on at 3 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, a little bit less than 2 hours. What we're doing right now is we're just hanging out, hyping ourselves up, talking about the movie. I've got Breaking Bad playing in the background, watching the last few episodes of the series to kind of remind myself where things left off. Greg B, with a controversial statement, says F is for Family is better than Big Mouth. I don't watch either of those shows, so I can't really comment on that. Alon, you watched a little bit of both those shows, right?
No, only F is for Family.
Okay, you thought it was like okay, right?
It's okay. I didn't watch the last season.
Walter White, nobody ever talked about Marie being in El Camino. That's true. She could be, though. It's just hard to imagine what role she would play, right? If the focus of El Camino is going to be on Jesse, why would he bump into Marie? And, I mean, I'm definitely expecting a lot of appearances from Breaking Bad characters, but besides Skinny Pete, Badger, and maybe one or two others, it's hard to imagine why Jesse would bump into those people. Jesse Pinkman in the chat room asks, does El Camino release at 2 a.m. or 3 a.m.? The answer to that depends on where in the country you are right now. So El Camino premieres at midnight Pacific time. That means 3 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, 2 a.m. Central Time. Yes, there's a question here in the chat room. What about Jessie's family? That's a great question. Jessie has a little brother who appeared infrequently in the series. And if this movie is really going to be about Jessie trying to build himself back up from being so broken, you got to think part of that is reconciling with his family. But at the same time, if there are any Nazis still out there, anybody that was involved in this whole mess that's still out there, they might be coming after Jessie. And if he really is a good man, he's not going to want to put his family in danger. So I got to say, I don't know if his family's going to show up. If they do, it might be one of those Jessie behind a fence looking at his family longingly from a distance type of scenes. Jesse Pinkman says his brother is too old now. They have to find a new actor. True. Or they can use some of that fancy Irishman de-aging technology if they have the budget for it. Michael Bisping says American Horror Story 84 is trashy fun, better than Batwoman. Yeah, American Horror Story. I haven't watched much of that, but I love the 80s as much as anybody else. So I could see myself getting into this newest season. Haven't watched Batwoman yet, but I'm a big Batman fan, and I'm assuming that show is going to take a lot of inspiration from the Batman world. So I might check it out. Let's see here. Adam, if you were hanging out earlier in the chat, my brother, who I do, Better Call Saul. Oh, that's him texting me from an hour ago. Okay, well, somebody else in the chat room is asking, is there any chance of Walter White being alive? I gotta say the answer to that is no. I'd say 0% chance Walter is alive. We know that Vince Gilligan is very much not a fan of the fake out deaths. We know that the screenplay says he's dead. Yeah, creators have confirmed Walter White is dead. I mean, if he's not dead, that's the biggest fake out of all time. That would be absolutely insane. And if anybody could pull it off, it's Vince Gilligan. He's the only one who could tastefully bring a character back to life who is so, definitively dead. A bunch of people are asking, when can you watch El Camino? The answer to that question is 12 a.m. Central Time. Or to make that really clear, the answer is you can watch it in 1 hour and 42 minutes. True Black Metal says, magnets. Oh, we know. So True Black Metal, you're going to be so excited. This guy's saying some inappropriate stuff in the chat. We're going to ignore that. I'm going to ignore that. But the magnets comment, you're going to be so excited because I happen to know for a fact that magnets play a role in this movie. It's in the trailer. At the dump, you see a magnet. True Black Metal. If I see another comment like that, I'm going to kick you out of here. I don't know if I'm assuming I have the ability to kick people out of this chat, right, Owen? Yeah. Okay. You're in thin ice, bro. All right. He says he's kidding. Cool. True Black Metal, you can stay, especially since you're a fan of magnets. Nothing better than magnets. As the Insane Clown Posse said, right? Magnets. How do they work? ICP. That's right. Jesse Pinkman in the chat room. A lot of people misremember the ending of the show. A lot of people say that in the final sequence, when Walt is lying dead on the ground, people say that a cop goes and checks his pulse. I don't think that's true. I don't think you actually see that happen. But I'm watching Breaking Bad right now. I'm about halfway through the second to last episode. So in an hour or so, I can confirm that for you. Somebody's asking in the chat, who is the guy in the trailer asking Jesse, are you ready? I'll tell you who it's not. It's not Walter. My first thought when I heard that is that it was the vacuum cleaner guy played by Robert Forster, the guy that disappears people. But that feels too obvious. Second thought could be FBI, DEA, or a cop. maybe Jessie somehow works with them. It could be Huel. That's right. I will say strong possibility of a Huel appearance in this movie. I do think Huel will appear in El Camino. Even though it's going to feel a little fan servicey because everyone loves to say, "Where's Huel? Is he still in the safe house?" Michael Bisping says that the person who asks, "Are you ready?" is Master Chief from Halo. One, does Master Chief say things like, "Are you ready?"
I don't remember.
Okay. One says he doesn't remember. All right. So W107 in the chat. Old characters confirmed to return. Skinny Pete, Badger, Magnet Man, who I think is called Old Joe, and Jessie. So that's 4 people. Who else is coming back? I got to say Huel and his partner, Bill Burr. I think they're going to appear. Damn, I don't know who else. I mean, there's so many other people that could appear. Right? Skylar could appear. But why? Why would Jessie run into Skylar? And I have a feeling that this is going to be one of those movies that sticks with Jessie the whole time. I wonder if maybe we won't even – I wonder if there will be any scenes where it cuts away. For some reason, I feel like it's going to be Jessie. We're with him all the way. And it's hard to imagine why Jessie would bump into Skylar or Marie or any other of the many Breaking Bad characters that are still alive. Will Bryan Cranston appear in this film? I'm going to say yes, Bryan Cranston will appear in this film, but I believe that it will be a very brief and tasteful appearance. Will the Fly from Season 3, Episode 10 return? That's a definite yes. Definite yes on that one. The beloved Fly character. Yeah, W. Also, many believe that the person who asks, "Are you ready?" is the carpenter who makes people disappear. That was my first thought when I heard that. It just feels too obvious, right? Because if you were to ask yourself, what's going to happen with Jessie after the series, your first thought is he's going to go and try and disappear. He's going to see that guy. And anytime I think I can predict what's going to happen in Breaking Bad or Better Call Saul, turns out I was wrong. So because I think that's what's going to happen, I think it's not what's going to happen, which means maybe it will happen. LK Chapo, will you live stream when the movie comes on? So my plan when the movie comes on is to turn the sound off, put the stream on pause, and then watch the movie because I want to really absorb this movie. You know, I want to shut the lights off and focus on the movie. But after the movie, so around 5 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, I'm going to hop back on the live stream and we'll talk about what we just saw. Do a quick, just instant reaction. That's my plan. I'm open to suggestion, but I feel like the best thing would be for us to put the live stream on pause and focus on the movie. Greg B says, and project the movie in the background for us without a subscription. That's going to get the stream shut down. Yeah, I could never do that to Vince Gilligan. Can't do it. He doesn't deserve his movie to be stolen. Oh, man. So I'm watching the scene right now. This scene in Breaking Bad is the hardest scene to watch. It is the one of all the horrible things that have happened in Breaking Bad. This scene is the one that stuck with me. It haunts me. I'll think about it and get sick to my stomach. Does anybody know what scene I'm talking about? I'll give you 5 seconds to guess. Oh, you know what scene I'm talking about?
No.
This is the one scene in Breaking Bad that haunts me. I think of it. I feel sick to my stomach. I'll tell you. It is the one where Jessie escapes from the Nazi compound. They catch him. And to punish him, they go and they kill Andrea, Jessie's girlfriend, in cold blood. Yeah, R.I.P. Andrea. She wasn't involved. She wasn't part of the game. And the idea of her getting shot in the back of the head, not knowing what's going on by that weirdo Todd, it makes me sick to my stomach. But Jessie got his revenge, and he got it good. Jimmy Warren, somebody else Google the timer, please. Mine is telling me 2:01 a.m. CDT. That's accurate. 2 a.m. Central Time. Another hour and a half to go till the movie airs. Antonio, the one where Gus kills the worker with a knife. That one physically is difficult to watch. It makes me ill, but just in terms of shaking you to your core, Jesse watching his girlfriend get killed, oh my God, it's sickening. Ooh, Jimmy Warren says that the clock is telling him it comes out at 2 p.m. Hold on, can you check on this? Make sure it's truly coming out. If this movie doesn't come out in an hour, I mean, I'm going to be pretty upset, but I'm pretty sure it's coming out. I did the math. Louise says, do you think anyone's going to cook blue meth in the movie? Actually, my answer to that question is yes, I do think someone's going to cook blue meth. I was thinking about this earlier today. I have a feeling that, all right, my brother, the tech guy off camera, he just confirmed for me, yes, the movie is coming out 3:01 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. So we're all good. Don't worry. Okay, I was thinking about this earlier today. Heisenberg has been killed. I wonder if he left a legacy behind. Do you think the whole drug trade talks about Heisenberg and maybe pretenders, other people have tried to pick up the mantle? Maybe fake Heisenbergs have popped up. So I think blue meth is still out there, just not going to be as good. Walter White, if this movie doesn't come out in an hour, we vandalize all pizza shops. Normally, I would not be in support of vandalism of any kind, but for this, I'll make an exception. The money, so W says, there's also still the money that Jack stole from Walter. Thought about that too. Where is that money? I wonder how accessible it is. So the Nazis at the compound all got killed by Walt's machine gun. Did they have the money there? If they had the money there, the cops, the DEA probably confiscated all of it. If they put it away somewhere, yes, maybe the money's still out there, or maybe they found it too and it's been confiscated. Who knows? I mean, one potential plot for El Camino is Jesse trying to get one big score so he can go pay vacuum cleaner guy and disappear. It's possible. Or if you remember, Jesse did pay the guy once to disappear, and then he changed his mind when he found out that Walt was the one who planted the cigarette and the whole ricin situation. So I wonder if there's maybe he still has store credit, so to speak. He's already paid once, didn't take his disappearance. Maybe he can do it now. Antonio says, it's rumored that Netflix servers may crash due to the amount of people waiting to watch. Thoughts? My thoughts on that are that I read an article once which said something crazy like 50% of all internet traffic at any given time is Netflix. So I got to think they've got their servers in order. They can handle the bandwidth. My brother's a tech guy. He's a web developer. Alon, tech guy.
What?
Should we be worried that the next Netflix servers are going to crash?
You know, I don't think I know of any instances where they've ever had issues before. I trust them.
All right.
I know HBO, we've had issues on several occasions.
There you go. Yeah, HBO has had issues. It's been a problem for me. So my brother, he is not a trusting person. He doesn't even trust me. So if he trusts Netflix and he thinks the movie is going to air without a hitch, my friends, we have nothing to worry about. Walter White, he says, tell your brother to hack the Netflix servers and premiere the movie now.
On it.
All right, he's on it. Hold on, can you hack? Do you actually know how to hack stuff?
I can't discuss.
Okay, good answer. My God, what are all these sirens? By the way, when I watched the Breaking Bad finale, I watched it under the worst possible circumstances. At the time, I was living in an apartment by myself. I didn't have cable because who pays for cable anymore? And I had to watch using a sling box. If you don't know what a sling box is, it's a box that you would plug your cable box into, and it would stream it over the internet. But it was not very trustworthy. It would crash all the time, wasn't great quality. And that's the damn thing that I watched the Breaking Bad finale on. The greatest show of all time, and I had to watch the finale on a barely working pixelated piece of crap. So finally I can make up for it by watching El Camino on this beautiful television here, streaming HD on Netflix. All right. Some questions along here. Louise asks, how many languages can your brother program on? Let's find out. Wait. First, let's have guesses. You know what? Never mind. Just tell us.
Should I just actually say them?
Yeah, here, list out the programs. Let's count them.
HTML, CSS,
JavaScript,
PHP,
MySQL,
ASP,
MS. Oh my Lord. That's it?
probably some more.
All right. Wow. My brother can program in 7+ languages. Incredible.
I'm a web guy.
All right. Antonio asks, where are you streaming from? New York, Manhattan, the Big Apple. That's why you hear sirens going by constantly. My phone's about to die, so I got to plug this in. I'll be right back. Let's see. Where's my plug? Here it is. T. Luis, you're back.
Yeah, watch that.
Oh, shoot. I'm sorry about that. My phone died earlier. Lost you there. And my Periscope disconnected. For those of you on Periscope, we are streaming on YouTube. Better Mike, onetakevids.com will get you there. And if you join the YouTube stream, you can see this countdown timer behind me. Check that out. Pretty cool. Actually, let me, there we go. You can kind of see it. Let me see. Michael Bisping says the cops are coming to get you. They'll never get me alive. All right? So don't worry about it. Devotee Unity says it's easy. I can hack, and he dropped out in the 2nd grade. Ha! My brother can't even hack, and this guy's been hacking since the 2nd grade. Greg B says, damn, is your brother a tech guy or a lawyer pleading the 5th and stuff? Actually, he was supposed to do jury duty today. He went to the court and got it postponed. Incredible. What a crazy coincidence. Greg B, buy an antenna for $100. Put it in your attic, free TV. You're right. I wish I knew that back then. We actually do have an antenna in our current apartment. If I had known that back in the day, I would have done that instead of watching over a damn sling box. Oh, you know what I haven't busted out yet? Guys, my Heisenberg hat. Check it out. Heisenberg. I make meth. Blue meth. Blue Red Bull. I should get paid for this, right? Have you ever seen a better Red Bull commercial than this? Oh, Walter White's in the Bronx. Well, hello, sir. So we're both going to be watching at 3 a.m. Who wants to rent an RV and watch El Camino in there? That probably is one of the most appropriate ways to watch El Camino. Yes, pork pie hat. I bought this for Halloween, actually. Actually, I mean, might as well plug it for those of you interested. This past Saturday, I spent 12 hours filming a Halloween special. That's my favorite holiday of all time. So check out gilvillepodcast.com, GILVILLE podcast.com. I'm going to type it out in the chat room here. That's my podcast, and we are doing a film Halloween special. It's going to be out soon, and it's going to be amazing, and this hat will be prominently featured. Antonio asks, do you think a death that can impact the audience will happen in this film? Yes, I think this movie will be, I think this movie is going to be heartbreaking, to be honest. At Louise, at T. Louise, love Halloween. I love Halloween. It is bar none my favorite holiday. Actually, funny Halloween story. Just to pass, we've still got an hour or so to go, so we've got to pass the time somehow. So I'm going to tell you a funny Halloween story. So, Halloween, like I said, is my favorite holiday. And as I've gotten older, hello there, someone just joined the Periscope. As I've gotten older, Halloween's become less and less of a thing. You don't go trick-or-treating anymore. You watch TV when you were a kid, you'd have all these Halloween specials on TV. And I've started to get bummed out over the years that I don't get that Halloween feeling as much anymore. And so I went to a Halloween party with my brother, who's off camera right now. And it was the most disappointing Halloween party I've ever been to. There was no Halloween vibe, no Halloween spirit. So my brother, he sees I'm getting bummed out. He goes to the stereo and he puts on Monster Mash. And can you have a more Halloween appropriate song than Monster Mash? As soon as he puts the song on, everybody in the party turns to us and they turned on us. They go, "What the hell are you doing? It's not even Halloween anymore." And I'm like, "Yes, it is. It's 10:30. It's still Halloween." Everyone turned on us, though. They made us turn Monster Mash off. Huge bummer. But now every year I celebrate Halloween like nobody's business. I go all out. I'm going to a big party this year. I filmed my Halloween special on Saturday. So, it was a bummer of a story, but don't worry, I turned things around. I got to catch up on the chat here. All right. Greg B., what are your favorite horror movies? The ones that come to mind, some recent ones, It Follows, great horror movie. If you want a true horror movie, what's it called? Hereditary. But that movie, I've got to warn you, is terrifying to the bone. Like, it is disturbing. On the Periscope, a few comments. Oh, Thriller is a good song for Halloween. That's true. That's a classic. Back in the chat room, why do I think it's going to be a heartbreaking movie? Okay, it's rumored that Jessie. So I do think Jesse's going to get a happy ending. I just have a feeling he will. But if you watch that trailer, the vibe of that trailer is heartbreaking. Just the fact that Jesse's been so broken down by life, and I think watching him struggle. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if he has some form of PTSD. I think we're really, really going to see a real struggle for him. I think it will be heartbreaking, but I do hope for a happy ending in the end. Detroit, Detroit skills. They need to put some respect on my favorite holiday, man. Halloween ain't the same. I got to agree with you. Even at work, I was telling people how psyched I am for Halloween, and then nobody's with me. They're like, "Oh, I hate Halloween. You buy those costumes, you wear them once, and you got to get rid of them. You spend $15 on a costume. It's not that big a deal." At Louise, do you think that Jesse's parents will take him back? So I thought about this, and I don't know if Jesse's parents will make an appearance in the movie. And if they do, I don't even know if Jesse's going to interact with them. I think it's going to be Jesse looking through a fence, looking through a window. And that's one reason this movie is going to be heartbreaking, because Jesse may have some bad people after him. If some of the Nazis are still around, anybody that's been involved in the cartel, they're going to be going after Jesse. And if he goes to his family, he's putting them in danger. We know he's going to put Badger and Skinny Pete in danger because he kind of has to. He needs to go to somebody. I don't think he'll do that to his family. But I think they may appear in the film. Matt Wubs in the chat says, going to Cinnabon. Anybody want anything? Damn, that is a great idea. Why didn't I go to a Cinnabon today? The closest I came to consuming something to celebrate Breaking Bad is the closest thing to meth I'm willing to do, which is Red Bull. Blue Red Bull, though. Blue for blue meth. Detroit skills. It Follows had a very John Carpenter Halloween feel to it. Got to agree with you there. The score for that movie was so good. It's something I listen to sometimes on my iPhone. Ooh, blue rock candy. That would have been a great idea, too. Hold on, why didn't you think of any of these ideas? All kinds of great stuff we could be eating right now.
I did think of it.
Say it to the mic.
I did think of it.
You did think of it. You just didn't say anything.
Were you at the Halloween party where I was dressed as Jesse and Matt was dressed as Ozymandias?
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
He was carrying around a little bag of blue rock candy.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, that was one of the better Halloween parties I went to. Guy dressed up as Walter White holding a little Ziploc bag of blue rock candy. Michael Bisping, just have breakfast to celebrate Breaking Bad. That's a great idea. Do we have cereal here?
We have Lucky Charms.
Oh, actually,
no milk though.
We have Lucky Charms in my apartment right now, but no milk. I don't know. Red Bull instead of milk. I don't think I'm going to do it. I'm not going to do it. And by the way, why do I have Lucky Charms? It's for another film that we created. If you go to, how would they find that? Actually, you know what? Go to the same website, GillvillePod.com. That'll link you to a short film we created called The Multi-Universal Remote, which features Lucky Charms. Back to Breaking Bad, though. Luis says, how do you think Jesse's going to feel after knowing that Walter died? I think at first he's happy because by the end he hated Walter White. But I think at some point mixed feelings will trickle in because I feel like at times Jesse did look to Walt as sort of a father figure. And I think they had some good times. They really did. And I think I think at first he's happy when Walter dies, and then he's going to start to feel a bit more mixed. Walter White. El Camino should have been in all theaters. Yeah, El Camino will be in limited theaters. Actually, tomorrow night, Friday, it's playing in Brooklyn. I thought about going to the theaters to see it, but I didn't want to wait. So I might watch it on Netflix tonight, of course, and then I may go to theaters later this weekend. Someone in Periscope asking, could Walter be alive? People have been asking that all night. And I got to say, Walt is not alive. No chance. And the reason for that is Vince Gilligan hates to fake out deaths. He doesn't like to do that. But my God, if Walt was alive, it would be the biggest fake out of all time. And if anybody could pull it off, it's the creator of Breaking Bad, Vince Gilligan. So let me just ask. So in the Periscope, you think that Walt is alive? I'm curious to hear more about that. Tim says I look like Indiana Jones and the crystal meth. Did you hear that one? That's genius. Indiana Jones and the crystal meth.
That's a good one.
Okay, DDD has asked multiple times, who is Ken in the Breaking Bad universe? I have no idea. Hold on. Who is Ken in the Breaking Bad universe? All right, he's Googling it. Tech guy, my older brother who's off camera right now, is looking up who Ken is.
It's,
Into the mic, bro.
Well, Ken is conned by Jimmy and Kim into buying them shots of expensive tequila.
Oh, Better Call Saul. I remember that. Detroit Skills. I feel like people forget Walt had cancer. That's true. That's true. It's been a while. Oh, man. So I got Breaking Bad on in the background, and a great moment happens. End of episode 15, the second to last episode. Walt's sitting in a bar, and he sees those two people that kind of screwed him over in his business years ago. He sees them on TV, puts his drink down, and then the Breaking Bad theme starts to play for the first time ever in the context of the show, and God, it was powerful. So damn good. In the chat, people are saying 2 more hours to go. That's not true. 1 hour and 15 minutes to go, my friends. And I cannot wait. Oh, my timer broke. 2 hours.
It did?
What the hell's going on here? It's 1 hour.
Oh, shit.
You're confusing everybody.
Fixed.
All right. No, we got it fixed. We got it fixed. You can blame my bro for that.
Nah, come on.
Oh, my God. Guys, I'm about to watch Felina, the Breaking Bad finale. And when that ends, there'll be about 10 minutes to go until El Camino comes on. Oh, my God. I can't believe there's a Breaking Bad movie. The hat is more Freddy Krueger. Oh, can you get me my red hat?
Oh, where is it?
Oh, did I leave it at Vince's house?
You might have.
Oh, man. I have a red version of this hat, for Halloween. Forgot it at my buddy's house. It's all right. In the Periscope, I feel like I'm in Times Square. Are you talking about New Year's? Just because of the excitement? Detroit Skills, these 3 hours have blown by. That's why I did this live stream. I knew if I just sat at home, first off, if I didn't do this stream, I would try to be responsible. And I would try to go to sleep and say, I'm going to go to work tomorrow. I'm going to come home and I'm going to watch Breaking Bad after work tomorrow night. But I knew that there's no way I'll be able to sleep. I would be too excited. So I figured, let me get online with my internet friends and we'll pass the time together. And speaking of internet friends, if you want to be my internet friend, then hit that subscribe button subscribe to the One Take YouTube channel. It would make my brother very happy. He kind of considers his channel his baby. He's sort of my producer. He tells me, he's like, Gil, they just announced The Matrix 4. You got to do a video on it. And I do whatever he tells me to. In the Periscope, you can be responsible tomorrow night. Screw work. Exactly. Work's got to understand there's more important things in life than working all the time, all right? And Breaking Bad is one of them. Ironically, I am Breaking Bad by choosing to watch Breaking Bad tonight instead of going to sleep like a responsible adult. DDD says, subscribe, ? Well, this live stream is brought to you by the One Take YouTube channel. So you can subscribe to our channel and get some amazing videos. You better believe after El Camino comes out, we're going to do some deep dive videos talking about the movie, analyzing the movie, talking about the Easter eggs. Greg B, will the ending of this movie make you sad? Here's what I think. The ending of this movie will be happy. It'll be a happy ending, but it will make me sad because when the movie ends, that means the movie is over. And maybe it means we've seen Jessie for the last time. And that will make me sad. SSGSS Go Getta says, I cannot wait for this movie. I just finished Breaking Bad almost 1 year ago. My God, I can't wait for this movie. I'm probably more hyped for this movie than I've been for any other movie that came out this year. LK Chapo, what happened to Adam? That's a great question. I have to be honest, I feel a little abandoned by my younger brother, Adam. Greg, did I mispronounce his name? Gogeta. How do you pronounce that?
Huh?
Gogeta. I pronounced it go-getter. He said that's not how you say it. Matt says, work is tomorrow, El Camino is tonight. Brother, I agree with you 100%. And they're going to have, if they got a problem with that, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to put this hat on, and then they're going to be intimidated, and they're going to be quiet right after that. Hold on, can you text Adam and see what's going on here? I mean, this is ridiculous. All right, we got a live stream to do here. But I understand though. Adam, my younger brother, he doesn't do well if he doesn't sleep enough. He gets real problems if he doesn't sleep enough. He gets really cranky. He yelled at me actually a few weeks ago. I'm still kind of scarred from that. Walter White in the chat room here asks, did you shed a tear when Walt died in Felina? I don't think I shed a tear then, but I probably shed a couple tears during Ozymandias. Episode 14, when Hank died for sure. When Jessie watched Andrea get killed, I probably shed a tear. Many tears were shed in the watching of Breaking Bad. All right, breaking news. We have a pronunciation here. Gogeta. Gogeta. Can you look that up? See what that is. I wonder if that's like a Street Fighter character or something. Kevin asks, is Dragon Ball Z? Dragon Ball. I watched some Dragon Ball. I should know this. This is embarrassing. I'm losing my anime cred, and half the videos on this channel are anime reviews. Yeah, he's from Dragon Ball. You're right.
Yeah.
Gogeta
is the resulting fusion of two highly powerful scions. Goku and Vegeta.
Vegeta. No, it's Vegeta. God, I know this. What are you confusing me? You bring great shame to our community.
Oh wait, is this where that bear meme comes from? They perform the fusion dance. You remember that? You ever seen that?
I don't know what he's talking
with
about.
The bears that go like this, and then they become a panda bear.
He said, "This is what my brother asked. Have you ever seen the meme where the bears go like this and they become a panda bear?" I think I have.
don't know what I'm talking about.
You guys know what he's talking about? I have no idea what he's talking about. Yeah. I'll tell you when they reply. In the meantime, Kevin asks, who is your favorite? They said Gogeta with the black and white bear. Yes, they have to wear earrings. In the Periscope, @Louise says, no idea. I also have no idea. I feel like you and I have a good rapport. I think we're on the same page. Everybody else in the chat room here, we are also on the same page on Breaking Bad, but you all seem to know more about Dragon Ball than I do. Who is your favorite Breaking Bad character? Kevin asks. I mean, is it too easy to say Jessie? I mean, you gotta love Jessie, right? Kevin, who is your favorite Breaking Bad character? Alon,
Yeah.
who is your favorite Breaking Bad character?
What's the name of that helicopter bitch guy?
Oh, Badger. Helicopter
Helicopter
bitch. in the Periscope, @Louise says Gus Fring is her favorite character. I can very much understand that. One of the best villains of any TV series or movie ever. And incredibly, so I'm always skeptical of prequels. And with a character like Gus, where you saw the definitive ending of his character, you even saw some of his backstory in Breaking Bad. So when they said that they were going to introduce him in Better Call Saul, I was very skeptical. I wasn't that excited for it. In fact, I was kind of like, I don't really feel like I need to see him. But my God, they've done a great job with his character. They've actually found ways to develop him further, even beyond what we saw in Breaking Bad. I've been very happy with what they've done with him. Greg B, if you get back into Dragon Ball with Super, make sure to skip the first 60 episodes or just retellings. That's good to know, because I actually tried to watch some of Super, and it felt kind of skip-worthy at the beginning. Kevin I don't know how to say your last name. Contento. I'm going to say Saul. Actually, you know what? That's a great poll. Saul was a great character. He was the most fun character for sure in that show. Better Call Saul has made him so relatable and such an intelligently written character. And Kevin, earlier in the stream, I made a very controversial statement. I said, sometimes I think Better Call Saul is a better show than Breaking Bad. And that right there is the reason why. The level of development they've had for his character and how subtle his evolution has been incredible to watch. And it makes sense because the writers of Breaking Bad, they've only sharpened their craft over time. So you'd think that they would be even better at what they do now than when they made Breaking Bad. But to be fair, I might just be thinking Better Call Saul is a better show because of recency. It's the one I'm watching right now. And I just want to catch up here. We had a comment on in the Periscope. Yes, on Gus Fring, you understand how Victor ended up in the wheelchair. Yeah, that whole backstory has been incredible. And I love the Nacho character. He's kind of the Jessie of that series. He's the one your heart breaks for. Greg says, blasphemy to my comment that Better Call Saul. Now, to be fair, Greg, I didn't say Better Call Saul is better than Breaking Bad. I said sometimes I feel like it's better. Yeah, Kevin, I'm with you. Better Call Saul is better. And then you watch the last 5 episodes of Breaking Bad and you get brought back to reality. To be fair, Better Call Saul has not hit the level of tension and suspense that Breaking Bad has had. With one exception, I'll say. Episode 2 of Better Call Saul, one of my favorite scenes in the entire Breaking Bad universe across Breaking Bad or Better Call Saul. Episode 2 of Better Call Saul, Saul Goodman ends up in a desert with Tuco, and he basically has to negotiate with Tuco and convince him not to kill or physically harm these 2 basically skateboarder punks. And the scene was hilarious. It was tense. It was awesome. And if you're not convinced to watch Better Call Saul, watch the first 2 episodes. Watch that scene. That scene was incredible. Matt Wubbs lost interest in Better Call Saul. Yeah, it's sad. I've heard that from a lot of people, but I am such a fan. I'm such a fan. In fact, I have a podcast about it called Saulcast.
Listen, I felt that way, and then I eventually got back into it, and it's amazing. I'm telling you, stick with it, and it just gets better.
Yeah, my brother that just talks from off camera, he is one of the biggest critics in the world. So when he tells you should watch something, you got to listen. Yeah, I don't know why I have to look at your name every time. @Louise in the Periscope, I think Breaking Bad should have started out showing Walt's insecurity and downtrodden a bit longer. I'm going to respond to that in a second, but first, theater fit in the Periscope. What we're doing here is in a little bit less than an hour. In fact, we got a countdown over here. El Camino, a Breaking Bad film, will premiere on Netflix. And all of us here on the internet, we can't wait. So we're passing the time by just chatting about the movie, talking Breaking Bad. I've got Breaking Bad on in the background. I'm kind of half paying attention to it. And we're just trying to pass the time. All right. Oh, my Lord. Ratchet in the chat here says, hashtag kill Skylar. I can't agree with you on that one. I think Skylar, people give Skylar a hard time. But let's be honest. I mean, her husband was a crazy drug dealer. What was she supposed to do? Just go along with it? I mean, come on. Okay. Gogeta. Gogeta? That's how you say it?
Yeah.
Okay. Gogeta asks, how do you feel about the theory that The Walking Dead and Breaking Bad are in the same universe? I mean, they are in the same universe. There's no question about it. If you watch Walking Dead, there's a character named Daryl who does meth. And if you look real close at that meth, it is blue. Boom.
Not Daryl, his brother, right?
Yeah, Michael Rooker. What was his name in that show?
Daryl.
Daryl and Daryl. Come on.
Daryl.
Oh, Michael Bisping, the worst Breaking Bad storyline, Marie shoplifting. Yeah, I got to agree with you on that one.
Oh, Merle.
Merle, that's right. That's right. So Tabby, yeah, I want to respond to what you said. I want to make sure I got your name right. Tabby, right? I missed it. Yeah, Tabby. So you said earlier they should have shown Walt more downtrodden at the beginning. I agree with you. And I think the unfortunate thing is that because the series was so new and it was unproven, they had to capture the audience quickly. So they got to the meth cooking, they got to the murder as quickly as they could. Probably quicker than they wanted to, so they could hook in the audience. Which actually, I think that's why Better Call Saul has been able to take its time a little bit more. Kevin, is Bill Burr going to be in El Camino? I'm going to say yes. The reason I'm going to say yes is because Jessie doesn't have a lot of friends he can go to right now. If he's going to go to anybody, it's got to be somebody that can handle themselves in this situation, this tense criminal type of situation. So I think Huel and Bill Burr can definitely make an appearance. Greg, this movie's Breaking Bad. Watching it will make me breaking glad. When somebody dies, I will be breaking sad. When it is over, I will be breaking mad. Greg, you have won the live stream. That was incredible. That was even better than Indiana Jones and the Kingdom of the Crystal Meth. And I forget, you might have been the one who said that too. And if so, you are you have a talent. You have a talent. Tabby asks, do I think Jessie will contact Skylar? So somebody earlier asked, will Skylar appear in this movie? And I think, part of the reason people are asking that is we know that some Breaking Bad characters are going to appear. And so you immediately go to who are prominent Breaking Bad characters that are still alive. Skylar is, of course, one of them. The problem is I have a feeling this movie is going to be pretty laser focused on Jessie. I wouldn't be surprised if Jessie was featured in 90% of the scenes in this movie. And it's just hard to imagine, why would Jessie contact Skylar? I can't really think of a reason unless he's going through some kind of making amends type of thing. And he's just reaching out to Skylar. He's reaching out maybe to his family. Matt Wubbs, maybe he reaches out to Brock. Yeah, it's another one. I know Brock is going to play a role, even if it's just Jessie looking at a picture of Brock and looking sad. But I feel like he's not going to want to put anybody in danger. And I think contacting anybody just ropes them into this whole thing. But here you go. Okay, I'm going to come up with a theory on the spot. Jesse's looking for somebody to take care of Brock. He contacts Skylar, gives her a tip, and he says, look, I know you don't want to talk to me, but I just need one thing. You got to take care of this kid, Brock. Maybe. Justin says, Skylar was there for the El Camino Comments teaser video. It's possible she's in a scene for a fleeting moment. I will say, I believe that teaser video was filmed at the El Camino premiere. So probably a bunch of people that were in Breaking Bad were at that premiere, even if they're not in the movie. But yeah, I'll say it's possible we'll see her. We might see some flashes, like you said, of the rest of the players and what they're up to. I just feel like Vince Gilligan is so careful about not doing anything fan servicey. Right, you watch Better Call Saul. There are so many Breaking Bad characters they could have brought back. I mean, you could have had Jesse Pinkman in the background, and they always find organic ways to work people in. So I don't think we'll be getting a lot of fan service, but maybe. Antonio, I would like to see Jesse and Skyler get a scene. I would like to see it. Some of the best scenes of Breaking Bad, and there weren't many of them. Well, there were many great scenes in Breaking Bad. There weren't many scenes of Jesse and Skyler interacting. But they were awesome. They were always awkward and funny. By the way, watching Breaking Bad in the corner of my screen here, and I'm seeing the final scene of Skinny Pete and Badger, where Walt hired them to use the laser pointers. Justin, I'm so jealous of you guys. I got to be up for work in 5 hours. Can't watch till tomorrow night. Justin, me too. I got to be at work in 5 hours. But you know what? This is work, all right? I got to do this. It's more important than work. 2 a.m., 2:01 a.m. The movie premieres Eastern Standard Time at 3:01 a.m. So we are officially 1 hour away. Greg B says, just quit your job. Simple. Greg B, that's a great idea. I want to call my boss. I need to quit right now. Greg B liked the voicemail scene. Greg, remind me, what voicemail scene are you talking about here? Hold on, voicemail scene? Breaking Bad? I don't know. Oh, Greg, are you talking about Jesse's voicemail? Where it was like, yo, crazy 8. It was something awesome. I forget what it was. Matt Wubbs, hoping to see a dream sequence of Mike telling Jesse something we all never knew. I have to say, dream sequence or a hallucination would be an easy way to bring back Walt, Mike, or other dead characters. Don't think it's going to happen. I think a lazier TV show would have Walt featured throughout the movie as a hallucination that Jesse talks to. Friedel in the chat room asks, what time will this movie be released in Utah? I don't know what time zone Utah is in, but I can tell you this. The movie premieres everywhere, all at once, in 57 minutes. That's 12 a.m. Pacific time, 2 a.m. Central Time, 3 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Ratchet says, Justin, I'm jealous of you. At least you have work to do. That's a good point. For me and everyone else who complains about work, you've got to remember that we should be thankful we have jobs that allow us to live lives. I don't even know what I'm talking about right now. I've been talking for way too long. Michael, flashback of Jesse in high school, DH CGI. Ironic, you're saying that in the very moment that I'm watching a scene of Breaking Bad where Jesse's DH'd. There's a moment where you see, so Jesse talked a long time ago, early on in the series, about how he made this box. He made this box in high school, in like tech ed or whatever, and it was this beautiful, smooth box. And in the Breaking Bad finale, you see him making that box, and I think probably just through makeup. I don't think it was CGI. They make him look really young. And he's got that box, and then cut to, he's chained up and he's cooking meth, and that was really just a fantasy sequence. Which, speaking of which, earlier I was trying to remember, has Breaking Bad ever shown us anything that wasn't actually there? And I remembered a couple of examples, like Jesse doing heroin, where he floats up to the ceiling. Right there was another example. Jesse. Here we go. Antonio's got the voicemail. Yo, 148, 3 to the 6 to the 9, representing the ABQ. What up, bitch? Leave it at the tone. And I'm allowed to curse because I'm quoting. That wasn't me cursing. That was Jesse. Oh, Tabby, he originally made the box for his mom. See, that's why this movie is going to be heartbreaking. Jesse just has a heartbreaking story. Ratchet, you wear that hat for Heisenberg. 100%. That's exactly why I'm wearing this hat. Got to represent. And that's also why I'm drinking blue Red Bull, the closest thing to meth that I'm comfortable putting in my body. Blue Red Bull. Greg B, why does cussing offend you non-quoted? I don't know. It's a great. Do you want to know why? It's a complicated question to answer. Gillville. I do a podcast called Gillville. And the premise of that podcast is that I find out I'm named after a town called Gillville. And it's sort of a paradise. It's like a magical town that takes place in another dimension. And in that town, it's like Mr. Rogers. You know, there's no cursing. There are no bad things. It's all happy. And because I've recorded so much of that podcast, I've just gotten into the habit now of trying to avoid cussing, if you will. And, you know, just a quick plug if you're curious about that podcast, you know, why not? GillvillePodcast.com will get you there. Cohen asks, will this movie also come out in Europe at the same time? I got to assume probably yes. I don't know 100% for sure. Justin asks, do you think Badger and Skinny Pete are going to be integral in Jesse's revenge / turnaround / cover up of crime / escape? Or do you think they just help him get back on his feet after he runs away? My immediate answer was going to be that they're going to be prominent characters. Okay, somebody on Periscope here just said it is a global release at 12 a.m. Pacific Standard, which means UK release 8 a.m. Lucky in the UK. They get to watch this in the morning instead of in the middle of the night. Greg B, censorship is paradise. Of course it is, Greg. You know, everyone's a bunch of jerks in the real world, so we got to censor them. And I'm joking, by the way. That was a joke. There are many nice people in the world, especially in the world of Gillville. Everyone gets along in Gillville. I'm delirious right now. I'm sorry. Cohen says, just woke up. It's already Friday, but no movie yet. That's because it comes out 12 a.m. Pacific Standard Time for those in LA. Let's see. Ratchet says, what's El Camino Christmas? That's a great question. So I went to Netflix earlier. So somebody in the chat room here, some joker, said, hey, everybody, El Camino's already out. So I didn't believe him, but I figured I'm going to go check just in case. And I went to Netflix and searched El Camino, and there's something on there called El Camino Christmas. I don't know what the hell it is. So Justin, yes, the question is, do Badger and Skinny Pete get their hands dirty? I want to say they're in the movie throughout. That was my initial reaction. I gave it some more thought. I have a feeling they're going to be there for the beginning, help Jesse get back on his feet. And then again, Jesse's not going to want to get other people involved. So I think he's going to run away. He's going to ditch them and try to do everything on his own. But I predict they're going to be in the beginning and they're going to come back at the end of the movie. Maybe they're going to save him somehow. He's going to think he's on his own. We're going to think he's down for the count. All hope is lost. Boom. Badger and Skinny Pete show up. Jardium, Attack on Titan. So somebody asked me earlier, what are my favorite TV shows? And I should have said Attack on Titan is up there. I freaking love Attack on Titan. That is the show that got me into anime and taught me how great anime can be and how deep and nuanced an animated series can be. And by the way, Adam, who I guess is probably asleep right now. That's my brother.
He's going to rejoin soon.
Oh, okay, Adam's going to join us again soon.
We should try that again, but maybe
all right, we can try it.
Phone wasn't loud enough.
We'll try it, yeah. So I just want to say, Adam's going to kill me if I don't say this. If you're enjoying this, I would very much appreciate it. Adam would appreciate it. Alun would appreciate it. Those are my brothers. Yeah. You know, if you could subscribe to the One Take channel, it would be amazing. It would make my day. And if you do that, we're going to have so many awesome videos for you. I mean, El Camino, after this movie comes out, we're going to do breakdown videos, analysis, all kinds of stuff. Agreed, Jardium. Attack on Titan is a masterpiece. Gogeta, thank you so much. Your support is very much appreciated. Seriously. I mean, so my whole life, I've always wanted to be a creative person. When I was a kid, my dream was to be a filmmaker. For the last 7 years, I've listened to tons and tons of podcasts. I became obsessed with them, and I kept thinking, I want to do it. I want to do it. I want to get into this stuff. Finally, something happened. I've just started to do videos. I've started to do podcasts. And I mean, literally, Gogeta, when even one person subscribes, when even one person says, I listen and I enjoy it, one person, it seriously makes my day. It's honestly, it's amazing. Justin, final question. Does Jessie get peace in this life or in the next? I'm going to say peace in this life. I mean, for Vince Gilligan to bring Breaking Bad back with this movie, just to kill Jessie, it would just be cruel. To bring him back and not give him a happy ending, that would just be cruel. I mean, that would be a step too far. So I think he gets a happy ending. Question on the Periscope. Do you think El Camino will connect to Better Call Saul? I think tangentially there might be a reference or two, but I don't think it's going to connect in any way where you have to watch El Camino to understand what happens in Better Call Saul or vice versa. I think it'll be a very loose connection, if anything. Stephanus, if I'm pronouncing your name right, is the release global or just USA? According to a friend here in my Periscope, they say the release is global. So it should be coming out for you in 38 minutes. Okay, who is your least favorite character on Breaking Bad? That's a good question. I've never really thought about that. Least favorite character. I feel like the go-to, somebody says global release except China. Very topical. Very topical. I want the South Park episode banned in China. It's hilarious. Okay, the least favorite character in Breaking Bad. I feel like you got to say Walter Jr., but I'm not going to say that. I love Walt Jr. Ted, maybe Ted. Michael Bisping in the YouTube chat says Ted. I don't know. I mean, there's no character that I didn't enjoy.
Little thing that I made.
Oh my God, Greg, this is gonna make you so happy. Do you see this in the background here? I'm gonna show you this in the Periscope.
Blurry.
Hold
on. Wait, maybe if we turn off the lights for a second.
All right, you can go.
Hey Google, turn off the lights.
Oh, okay.
Turning off 3 lights.
That didn't really help very much.
Oh
man, it's not working.
All right, well, if you can't read that in the back here, it says this movie is Breaking Bad. Watching it will make me breaking glad.
Right, hold on, I'll show them.
Okay, all
hey,
right.
Google, turn on Energize.
Oh, can I zoom in on Periscope? Oh, there you go. There we go. On the Periscope, you should be able to see it now.
Oh, well, not see right.
So what you're seeing there is a quote from our friend Greg in the YouTube channel. He came up with this quote. All right. Oh, there we go. Can you? There you go. Oh, you tell me if you can see it.
Oh, I mean, how it?
Oh yeah,
You can see it here.
That's the Periscope.
Oh. Made a nice little.
There you go. My techie brother made this, Greg, for you.
I was very inspired.
Yeah. All right. There you go. People enjoyed that one. Good work.
Cool. I'll put this down.
Looks like you're good for something after all. See, when I put this hat on, it makes me evil. Like Heisenberg.
You notice I have the wallpaper there now?
Let me see this wallpaper. Yeah, I saw that. That's very cool. All right, let me get back to the chat. There's all kinds of good questions going on right now. Just to close out that question, who's my least favorite Breaking Bad character? If you're asking in terms of who do I hate, like as a character, it's got to be Todd. I like him in that he's an interesting character, but I hate him because he's a jerk. I don't think there were any characters on the show where they were on screen and I was like, come on, I don't want to see them. Maybe Marie, but not throughout the whole series. Only when it got into the kleptomania, she likes stealing stuff plot line, because that felt like a plot that went nowhere. And so I didn't really enjoy that very much. Justin, I never liked Hank's partner Gomez. No depth, too stereotypical, too much of a tryhard. That's fair. I mean, he wasn't a very well developed character. I thought he was likable though. I thought the actor did a good job. Not a lot of depth, but likable. And when he died, I felt for him. Go on. Greg says, I've already copyrighted it and will sue you if you post that somewhere. Greg, if you don't have a podcast or a live stream of some kind, you should think about it because you have a quick wit. By the way, I'm getting back up here in the Periscope. The real OG says Gomez was likable for sure. Do we find out what happens? The real OG, do we find out what happened to Walt's money? Let me pause that question. Which one did you love to hate? Mine was Lydia. Tabby, I think I don't remember Lydia that well, but I remember having similar feelings about her. She was very cold-hearted. Like she had no problem with just killing people. Wasn't there a whole storyline with Mike and he had his guys in prison and she gave up the names? Lydia was cute. That is accurate. And Todd had a little crush on her. I love that aspect of it where anytime Todd got a phone call from Lydia, that ringtone would pop up. Lydia, oh, have you seen Lydia? Jardium. If Jessie survives and when Better Call Saul ends and if Saul lives, that's a confusing sentence. I wonder if at the end of Better Call Saul reunites with Jessie, or maybe it will hint at them reuniting. That's one of those things that would be awesome, but feels way too fan servicey. So I don't think it's going to happen. Will Walter White come back as a CGI character? LK Chapo. LK, I've got to remind you, Walt is dead, not Bryan Cranston. They don't need to use CGI. They can bring him back as a real person. Todd was a true psycho. Exactly, Tabby. So Gus, you got to love to hate Gus. And if you watch Better Call Saul, he has some psychotic tendencies, clearly. But I think Todd is like, could be a serial killer. I don't think Gus would be a serial killer. CGI Cranston would be great. All right, well, LK Chapo, you're getting support on your CGI Walter idea. There you go, Muhammad. Why would he be CGI? Exactly. Walt's dead, not Bryan Cranston. Oh, yeah, okay. Walt's money question. Where is Walt's money? Okay. Walt put all of his money in a bunch of barrels. Remember that? And then Walt told the Nazis where all that money was because he was trying to trade it for Hank's life. The Nazis dug up all that money. And so they took all the barrels except for one. So let's talk about all the barrels the Nazis took. Two options. They left them all at the Nazi compound. All the Nazis got shot. Cops came in. They confiscated them. There was one barrel, though, that Walt took. What happened to that barrel? That barrel, actually, we know what happened to it. He gave that money to his two buddies that screwed him over in those business dealings. Oh, what were their names? The business people that Walt hated?
Oh, wait. Like the rich ones?
Yeah. Doesn't matter. The gray matter people. He gave them the money to launder and give to his family. So all that money is probably accounted for and gone. In my opinion, most of it's with the FBI or the police or whatever, and the rest of it's being laundered. Gretchen and Elliot. Tabby, once again, for the win. Travis. But the real question is Walter really dead? People have been asking that all night. I got to say, yes, he is dead. But apparently people want him to come back as a CGI character for some reason. And then Greg says CGI pink men in El Camino too. I don't know why everyone's got to be CGI. I love how you are involved in the series as I am. It makes me so happy. There are many of us that are, if on the YouTube chat, we got 45 people watching right now, and we are all insanely psyched for this movie. There are not many things that could get me to stay up all night. When I got to go to work in the morning, El Camino will do it, though. Justin says the TV news announcement in the teaser trailer says 8 bodies were found. All of Ted and his crew, plus Walt equals 8 people. Walt is dead. Almost right. You're almost right. The answer, truly, they said 9 people. I remember because I went back and rewatched the scene. I counted 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 9. 9 bodies, including Walt. And Patrick keeps saying Walt had big balls. I mean, I guess, he's right. He did some pretty courageous things. I'm assuming you mean metaphorical. Justin says, no, here we go. Travis says CGI Walter cooks CGI meth in a CGI RV. So basically, you want Breaking Bad Toy Story. That's what you want here. That's what I'm hearing. Maybe Cranston. Somebody just retracted a message. We'll never know what it said. Maybe Cranston will be in the movie in a flashback. I think a flashback is possible. I also think we'll see Bryan Cranston in the background on TV in a news report or something. I hope they give Jessie I'm going to see what I'm missing here on the Periscope. Waiting for it to pop up on Netflix. Rewatch Breaking Bad four times. Very excited about this movie. Me too. I hope Jessie gets the ending he deserves. Agreed. And I think he will. I think we're going to get a happy ending. And we're going to find out in like an hour. This is amazing. Poorly made CGI Huel. Okay, so Justin, you say breaking anime. W says poorly made CGI Huel. I say animated series starring Huel. That I could see. On Hulu maybe. Because Hulu kind of sounds like Huel. Justin, who do you think Jesse's burying in the desert? So that's a good question. And it's funny you say burying because everybody else says, what's he digging up? I say, what's he burying? I don't think it's a body. Roberto says the ending of Breaking Bad was the ending of the Walter storyline, not Jesse. Vihan, when will it premiere in India? I believe it's premiering simultaneously globally, which means it premieres in 38 minutes. Tabby, I hope he and his parents make amends. I hope so too. And, maybe, and I, like I said before, I have a feeling he's not going to go and interact with his parents. He's probably going to be too afraid to do that. But maybe he'll find a way. Maybe he'll leave them a note, like a really well-written note where he gives them closure. Anger, Yaya. I'm sorry. I know I probably just botched the pronunciation of your name. You're far away from Indonesia. Hello, right back to you. I love this. El Camino, it's bringing fans together from all over the world. The show that keeps on giving. The show has been off the air for 5 years, and it's bringing all these people together. Oh, Tabby, are you watching along with us? Because I'm watching right now. Walt is about to walk into the Nazi compound where he sees Jesse. Hunter in the Periscope, how do you feel about Mike? I hope he comes back somehow. I love Mike. Of course I love Mike. I think he'll appear in the movie, maybe in a flashback. But if not, I won't be too heartbroken because we get him regularly on Better Call Saul. Gennaro in the YouTube chat asks, will Skylar be in El Camino? Yeah, it's another one where I think maybe, but I just can't imagine why Jesse would interact with her and why their paths would cross. Travis, in 36 minutes, the Netflix servers are going to ignite into a massive fireball. The blaze will be able to be seen 1,000 miles away. Yes, I can't wait. Ratchet, I doesn't watch Walking Dead. Maybe Walter is responsible for zombies. This has come up several times tonight. And yes, it is confirmed. It's a fact. Breaking Bad and Walking Dead are in the same universe. Or else, how do you explain blue meth in the Walking Dead TV show? How hyped are you? OB City asks. Insanely hyped. Hyped enough that I finished my blue Red Bull 2 hours ago, and I'm still hopped up on the adrenaline of knowing that in a short 36 minutes, I'll be watching El Camino. Travis says food coloring? There's probably food coloring in here, but this is an official Red Bull brand. I didn't make this. It was just blue. Gennaro asks, when was there blue meth in The Walking Dead? I think it was early on in the series. It was very fast, and it was Daryl's meth.
Merle.
Woo Boo. Oh, Merle's meth. Merle's meth. Sounds like a store. Come on down to Merle's meth. Woo Boo. 35 minutes. That's exactly right. Well, 36 minutes. 36 minutes because it premieres at 12:01 PST. Yeah. Is anyone else disappointed they never found a cure in Walking Dead? Spoiler alert! And the show's still going. You know, maybe they will find a cure. Travis, I wish they'd have ended The Walking Dead. It seriously sucks now. Actually, the comic book ended, and it was really cool because the writer of the comic, Robert Kirkman, he talked about how he hates when you're watching a TV show or a movie and you can tell it's reaching the climax. You can tell it's about to end. He hated that. So at the comic, he comes out with an issue and he says, oh, by the way, everybody, this is the last issue. Shocking moment. Very cool. The kind of thing you never see done in the comic book world. Yeah, a lot of people in the chat are saying they should end Walking Dead. And the funny thing is they're going totally the other way because they're about to introduce a second spinoff. So you're going to have 3 Walking Dead TV shows and you're going to have 3 Walking Dead movies, apparently. Yeah, people in the Periscope are talking about Mike's backstory. That was another thing where I said, I don't really need to see Mike's backstory. You know, I feel like I know enough. But then they showed it to us on Better Call Saul, and it's awesome. Tommy Kane, no one authorized this YouTube countdown of a Netflix. You're right, Tommy Kane. But I got this hat on. You know why? Because I'm like Heisenberg. I don't care about the law. Send Netflix after me. See what happens. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to take some of that meth, which isn't meth, the one that explodes in one of the most badass moments of Breaking Bad. Okay, what do you think about Game of Thrones? Well, funny you should ask. The first video ever released on One Take on this YouTube channel you're watching right now was a review of the Game of Thrones finale. So you can watch that if you want to see what I thought of it. But also just tell you, I loved Game of Thrones until the last 3-ish seasons. And funny thing, when I watched Breaking Bad, towards the end of the series, the last last season or 2, I actually started to get worried that the pace of the show was picking up too quickly. And then I was happy by the end. But my God, if future self could talk to younger self, if I was worried about Breaking Bad pace going too quickly, wow, Game of Thrones, the last season or 2, it was like when you watch a podcast, when you listen to a podcast, you can go to like 1.5x speed. Game of Thrones, it's like they went to 5x speed. By the way, in the Periscope, whoever just said Indiana Jones, somebody in the YouTube chat made a great connection. They said Indiana Jones and the Kingdom of the Crystal Meth. So you got a little Indiana Jones Breaking Bad connection. Riley Brown, I've never been this excited for a movie. Me neither. I am insanely excited. I still can't believe 32 minutes. We're going to be watching a Breaking Bad movie. My God. Anyone else sparking up before? Legally, I can't answer that question. But I can say a lot of people in the YouTube chat would answer that question in a way that would make you happy. Woo boo, how long do we have to wait? 32 minutes. That's it. Ratchet, where can I get original print of Joker? I don't know the answer to that question. Infinity, it's 1 p.m. in my country. Lucky you, Infinity. You get to watch this movie at the same time. By the way, I'm watching Breaking Bad right now, and I just watched the Nazis get slaughtered. And I'm about to see one of the best moments of the series. Jessie going up behind Todd and choking him until he dies. The most deserved death in this series. Ooh, favorite season. The real OG asking favorite season of Breaking Bad. I'm assuming you mean Breaking Bad. Oh man, that's a tough question to answer because I remember my favorite moments of the series, and they're spread throughout. Crawl space was one of my favorite moments. I think that was that season 4? What was it? Remind me season 3. What happened in season 3 that makes it your favorite season? Vihan, which character do you hate? A bit. I hate Todd. I passionately hate Todd. Uh-oh. Somebody in the YouTube chat just asked, who's going to use meth while we watch this film? People in the chat, do me a favor and do not answer that question, or we're going to get shut down. Travis, Todd was evil, but he was a very professional criminal. That's true. He shot a child in cold blood. And I guess that was a professional criminal. Season 3 ended with Walt and Fring meeting. That's true. You're right. Love the season of Gus Fring. Oh, starting to work together in season 3. Who's your favorite side character in Breaking Bad? Probably Saul Goodman. Saul Goodman was awesome. Oh, Walt just shot Uncle Jack in the head. Man. Tommy Kane. All right. Any questions what this movie is about? I'm going to take a quick stab at this. I think there's going to be some kind of quick, heisty type of thing that Jessie does as one last score before he escapes somehow and makes amends with, some people. That was probably the worst possible synopsis I could have given. Can you imagine if Vince Gilligan made that pitch? We're going to make a movie where Jessie makes amends with some people. Infinity Taco says, nice hat. Thank you, sir. And you want to know why I got this hat? I got this hat because just this past weekend, I spent 12 hours filming a Halloween special for a podcast I do. And this is going to be a movie connected to the podcast, the Gillville Halloween Spooktacular. And I'll stop plugging it after this, only a couple times. GillvillePodcast.com. It'll be posted there within a few days. Vihan, I believe in Vince Gilligan. Me too. I trust Vince Gilligan more than any showrunner on the planet. Cassie, your hat matches Walt's hat, kind of. Exactly. And that's why I'm wearing this hat. Greg says, you plug more than a hair transplant surgeon. This Greg guy, he's giving me a hard time all night. Greg, you are, yeah, I've said it already. I'm going to say it again. You know what, Greg? Why don't you plug, you have a website, a Twitter, a TV show. What the hell am I talking about? Do you have a website? You should say it in the chat and I'll plug it for you because you've been hilarious all night. But speaking of plug, again, Adam, my younger brother, will kill me if I don't say this. One Take YouTube channel where we're streaming right now. If you could find it in your heart to subscribe to the channel, it would just make my day. It would make me so happy. So happy. Tim Nickel, thank you for subscribing. You are the man. Maddie says, what hour is it in the U.S.? Right now it is 2:33 a.m. And at 3 a.m., this movie will release. So I got to say, Lydia. Obviously, Lydia is kind of a jerk, right? Kills a lot of people. But when Walt calls her and tells her that she ate that poison and she's dying, for some reason I felt bad for her. The idea that she's just sitting there and knows she's about to die, and you see that look on her face, oh my God. Yeah. Matt Wubbs. Okay, man, getting close. Got to get busy. Final thoughts. We made it. I know. We made it. The show, it's going to be on in a little bit. It's insane. I've never been more hyped in my life. Infinity Tacos. Did she really die, though? I mean, the way they talked up Ryson in this show, they made it sound like you take Ryson, you're done. There is no hope for you. Stays. Vince confirmed that Walter is in fact dead. I talked about rice in it, and the real OG in Periscope says, I love rice. Oh, my God. Greg, where are you? I wanted to plug something for you. If you don't have anything to plug, Greg, you should start something because honestly, you do have some very quick wit. Oh my God, Tabby. You said Lydia was horrified that her daughter would find her body. I forgot that Lydia had a daughter. That's, my God. She didn't, you know what? Walt shouldn't have killed her. Oh, it's sickening. That's why I felt bad for her back in the day. Gennaro says, if it's now 3 a.m. in the USA, are you going to sleep at like 6 a.m.? You must be a hardcore fan. I'm even hardcore than you think because I ain't sleeping at all. Because honestly, you know why I'm not sleeping tonight? Because I'm afraid that if I go to sleep, I'm not going to wake up for work because if I sleep for an hour, I'm not going to wake up. So not sleeping tonight. I bought 2 of these babies, 2 of these Red Bulls, one for the morning. For those of you joining that joined later in the stream, I just want to tell you all, we've been streaming for a couple of hours here, counting down the release to El Camino, a Breaking Bad film. And when the movie premieres, what I'm going to do is I'm going to pause the stream. Maybe what we'll do is, Alon, you'll project, be right back, El Camino. I'm going to pause the stream. Okay, what are we going to do during the movie? I'll tell you. I'm going to pause the stream because we all need to turn the stream off or put it aside for a minute, watch the movie, truly absorb it. As soon as the movie's over, around 5 a.m., I'm going to jump back on the stream and we'll talk about the movie, give our immediate reactions. And like I said, I think it's going to be a heartbreaking movie, so we're probably going to need to comfort each other. Greg, this guy's on fire. Who else up for cooking some food right now? Greg says, oh, I'm cooking, but it's not food. Okay, in the Periscope, Bill OG, do we know the movie runtime? The movie runtime has been revealed to be 2 hours and 2 minutes. So the movie starts at 3:01. Probably do a quick bathroom break before the movie starts. It's been streaming for 3 hours, you know? So start the movie at like 3:05, probably finish at 5:04. And then we'll get back on the stream and stream and talk about the movie. Yes, Tabby, me too. That's why I got to put the stream on pause when the movie starts because this movie deserves to be enjoyed, focused on. Power nap. I know. I thought about taking a power nap. It didn't happen. Detroit Skills says sequel confirmed. He says that 2 hours and 2 minutes is code. There's 2 2s in the runtime. What are they trying to tell us? 2. 2 means sequel. I don't know if I believe that, but maybe. It is called a Breaking Bad film, not the Breaking Bad film. The real OG asks, do you play fantasy football? I don't, actually. I don't. One, do you? My brother, for those of you that join later, my techie brother, the tech guy, off camera. One, do you play fantasy football? No, he does not. He does not. Uh-oh, Kendall Mora says I don't have Netflix. Help. It costs like $7, man. You gotta just get free trial. Kendall, sign up for Netflix. I think you can get a 2-week free trial and then watch the movie and then cancel the free trial. You get a free month. Get the free trial.
Don't forget to cancel.
Just don't forget to cancel. So watch the movie, boom, immediately cancel. Greg says, do you still have my certificate about my Breaking Bad ballad? I would like it emailed to me. I won't sue you, I promise. You know what? We can do that for you. How do we? Can he send us a message on YouTube or something? Because he probably doesn't want to reveal his email to everybody. But here's what we'll do, Greg. Okay, Greg, send an email to what's our one-take email? Okay, Greg, here we go. Send an email to info@Surecast. So Surecast is kind of the company, or not the company. It's kind of the name we put all of our podcasts under. It's so if you send an email to info@surecast.com, we will send you your ballad. By the way, I just watched the Breaking Bad finale. It's over. And I just heard that song. Guess I got what I deserved. Kept you waiting there too long, my love. Baby Blue, perfect song to end the series on. Travis says, Greg, just post your email in the comments. I can hook you up with a very rich Nigerian prince. The Real OG says Breaking Bad soundtrack was underrated. The Breaking Bad soundtrack was incredible. I always felt like they got a lot of props for that, though. So I don't know if it was underrated. But, I mean, the soundtrack and the score, I forget the name of the composer, but he's great. He kills it. These will be the longest. Greg says he doesn't have internet, so he can't email us. Oh, my God. I love Greg. Emery, I'm so happy I'm on vacation right now. God, thanks. Hallelujah. Emery, everybody in the chat room is jealous of you right now. Literally everybody. Greg, this guy makes a great point. How are you on YouTube if you don't have internet? Head scratcher. Oh my God, that's true. The Real OG says they have rolling blackouts in the Bay Area right now. So on the West Coast, if you get hit with a blackout right now, that sucks. Oh, I feel bad. I didn't feel bad for them with all these blackouts, but now I do. Now that this S just got real. Gogeta's also on vacation. So 2 people in the chat room that we are all very jealous of. Say my name.
It's actually 19 minutes.
Yeah, I know. 18 minutes to go, but actually 19 minutes because it doesn't premiere at 12. It premieres at 12:01. LK Chapo says, is the bread done? And the answer to that question is yes, because I have completed the finale of Breaking Bad. The Real OG, who do you think Jessie is talking to in the promo? As a reminder, in the trailer, at the end of the trailer, somebody off camera says to Jessie, are you ready? And then Jessie says, and he has this look like he's accepted his fate, whatever it is. Jessie says, I am. So who is saying, are you ready? My immediate thought when I saw the trailer is that it was the vacuum repair disappearer guy. The guy who, when you call him, he makes you disappear. That's what I thought. But that feels like too obvious an answer. My second thought was maybe it's the cops or the FBI and Jesse's going to somehow work with them. Maybe he's got information that can help them. Those are my 2 theories. Yeah, Matt, it's the New Life guy. That's what we're all thinking. And because we're all thinking that, that's why I think it's not that. Oh, can you get me some water? It's like, there it is. I am parched. Yes, Tabby, maybe asking him to testify. The Real OG in the Periscope says, I can't wait. Gah. I agree. I can't wait. Oh, my God. 18 minutes. So as a reminder, everyone, in 18 minutes, El Camino starts. What happens then? Live stream. I'm going to keep it open, but I'm not going to be looking at it because this movie needs to be absorbed. We all need to look away from our computers for 2 hours, focus on the movie. But as soon as the movie's over, we all jump back on the live stream and we'll talk about the movie. I'll be back on here probably around 5:05 Eastern Standard Time with my immediate thoughts on the film. And then if you want, those are going to be raw emotions, right? We're going to see, oh, perfect. Let me show this to people. So when the stream starts, you're going to see this. This is going to pop up on your screen. Not yet, but when the movie starts. And for those of you on Periscope, there you go. So what was I saying? Yeah. So El Camino, Gennaro, are you going to upload the live stream? Yes, I will. I will upload this live stream, and I'm going to upload the post live stream after the movie finishes, where we talk about the movie, the instant take. But like I said, those are going to be the raw, instant emotions. A few days later, I'm going to have had a chance to absorb the movie, really think about it. And then I'm going to post a video that breaks it down into a lot more detail. And if you want to see that video, make sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel, One Take. And then you'll get a notification and you'll get to watch that video. All right, a lot of questions here. When does the movie come out? In 15 minutes. I like the hat, good sir. Thank you very much. I bought this hat at a pop-up Halloween store called Spooktown. Should I wait for my dad? Ashton asks, should I wait for my dad? I'm going to say yes. You know, why not? Gogito, what's your favorite horror movie? My favorite recent horror movie was It Follows. Another horror movie that was great is, I keep forgetting the name of it, Hereditary. That movie was terrifying to the bone, though. There are images in my head from that movie that will never leave my brain. My favorite horror movie of all time, I probably got to go with a classic, The Shining. Kenton, favorite Breaking Bad scene. It's funny you should ask, because I just said my favorite horror movie is The Shining, directed by Stanley Kubrick. And my favorite Breaking Bad scene is one that feels inspired by Stanley Kubrick, and that is crawl space, where Walt is laying in the crawl space laughing like he lost his mind, and the camera just moves away from him. If you liked Hereditary, watch Midsommar. I watched Midsommar, and I liked it quite a bit. Actually, we posted a video where we talked about that. But anyway, first half of the movie of Midsommar, I loved. Second half, I thought, not as good, but very solid movie. Ari Aster, the director, I'm going to be watching him. Anything he does, I'm going to watch. The Prince of Darkness, Tabby says, a horror movie from the 80s, Alice Cooper. You know what? I've been looking for I love the 80s. I've been looking for an 80s horror movie to watch to get in the Halloween spirit. I'm going to put that on the list. So I've never seen that. Himanshu says, I still get goosebumps when he started laughing in Crawl Space. Puts the Joker laugh to shame. Could not agree more. That scene, I rewatched it a million times when it came out. Ricky says, you got a famous casting couch. Oh, you know what? That explains a lot. I posted a short film to Reddit, and this couch was in the thumbnail. Somebody said, that couch looks very familiar. I get the joke now. LK Chapo, will you play Monster Mash again this year? LK Chapo, you know the answer to that question. Of course I'm going to play Monster Mash this year. It wouldn't be Halloween without Monster Mash. I would sing it for you right now, but that would create a copyright infringement. We've already gotten one copyright strike, which we beat, by the way. Universal went after us, and we beat them. They dropped the lawsuit just today, actually.
Lawsuit.
I was working in the lab late one night. All right. I can't do that. How many times have you watched Breaking Bad? So actually, I've only watched Breaking Bad once all the way through. Wait a minute. Is that right? This guy's saying that the audio is coming from my headphones instead of the mic.
Uh-huh.
No way.
Let me listen.
I can't tell. I hope not. But, I mean, if that's the case, it's kind of too late to do anything about it. So I've only watched Breaking Bad once all the way through. But as I watched the series, I rewatched many episodes. Tabby says, everyone enjoy the movie. Yes, 10 minutes to go. Who is your favorite Breaking Bad character? Mine is Saul. My favorite would be Jessie. My second favorite would be Saul. Hold on.
Huh?
How's it sound?
It definitely doesn't sound
okay.
Like
my techie producer brother who's off mic, he confirmed that this mic is picking me up.
No, it's not.
Oh, it's not. Oh, it's the headphone mic?
That's what it sounds like.
Oh, damn it.
I mean,
wow.
You're understandable.
Yeah, I got to say, though, everybody, I spent all this time setting up this wonderful equipment. I got this great mic. Let's see here. How do I do that? My tech guy failed me.
What?
No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. Let's see. You know what we'll do? While I'm watching the movie, we can take a look and see if we can get this to switch to this mic. Oh, well. Let's see here. Click daily. I didn't sleep all day. I'm addicted to my phone. Help me. Well, what you got to do is you need to take a phone vacation. Just pick one weekend and spend one weekend without using your phone. It's like kicking any addiction. You just got to spend a little time away from it. Hype train about to leave the station, people. The hype train's already left. Kenton, is Breaking Bad your favorite TV show? It's in my top 5. Sometimes it's my favorite. Jake Tucker, thanks for doing a live stream. My first time seeing you stream. Thank you for watching my live stream. And it actually is my first time doing a live stream. We've done a bunch of videos, but I've always wanted to do a live stream. I mean, since I was a kid, the idea of doing like talk radio or something always really appealed to me. And then literally, I think it was 7 hours ago, I was like, it would be sweet, live stream right after the movie ends. And then I said, it would be even sweeter, live stream counting down to the movie and then also after the movie ends. And then we just decided to do it, and I've really thoroughly enjoyed it. All right, Himanshu, what are your top 5? Top 5 TV shows. All right, off the top. Mano Santana, hello. Thank you for being in this stream. You're awesome. Everybody here is awesome. And so my brother off camera just mouthed to me, subscribe. So what he's saying is, Mano, you're amazing. And if you want to be even just a little bit more amazing, subscribe to the One Take YouTube channel, and you can catch the next stream we do. And you better believe we'll do more streams. The Jake Tucker says, number 1, Twilight. Number 2, Lucy. Oh, Twilight Zone. I thought he was saying Twilight. Okay, that's actually a good answer then. Detroit Skills, thank you for the stream. This has been fun. Thank you. I mean, it wouldn't have been fun if you weren't all here. And it's been a ton of fun for me too. And like I said, if I wasn't doing this, I'd be laying in bed trying to sleep, but not being able to sleep because I'm too excited for El Camino. So I'm glad we did this. Gennaro says, how many subs did you get from this live stream? Honestly, I don't know. I haven't checked. I know we had...
We started with like 30.
30?
What did we start at?
Oh, 53.
What, we started at 53?
Yeah.
Okay, so about 25-ish.
Wow, 25? You guys are awesome. I love all you people. Man. What was I going to say? Faith in humanity. Restored. Not that I lost it, but I mean, faith in humanity redoubled. I love people. Matt Wubbs, good job with the stream. I already said it, Matt. You're awesome. You're an awesome human being. Mano, I think in this moment that El Camino is maybe better than Avengers Endgame. I agree with you, except for the word maybe. Cross that out. It is better. The Jake Tucker, I'm a new sub. The Jake Tucker, you are an amazing human being. You are awesome. Isaac says, woohoo. I agree. Oh my, yeah, I keep losing. Himanshu, I keep losing my train of thought. Okay, top 5 TV shows. You want some recommendations with 6 minutes to go. All right, these are off the top of my head, so I haven't given this a lot of thought, but just a few of my favorite TV shows. Twin Peaks is probably my favorite of all time. You just got to know that the first season, incredible. Part of the second season, incredible, and then it becomes terrible and becomes amazing again. Goes off the air for 25 years, comes back, and it's amazing. All right, so that's Twin Peaks. Breaking Bad, of course. Better Call Saul, of course. But if you're looking for recommendations, I'm going to throw a little curveball out there. Attack on Titan. It's an anime. I wasn't into anime. I watched Attack on Titan, and it's incredible. It's a great gateway drug for anime. Death Note's another great anime. Probably not in my top 5, but still a great show. Here's a weird one, all right? And this one's on Netflix, so you can find it. Sliders. It was a kind of obscure science fiction show from the mid-90s. I grew up on that show, and it was awesome. Mano, I miss Mike. You should watch Better Call Saul because he's in that every week. Mattias the King says, I think that Saul's in the movie. I don't know. It just feels weird because Saul in the time of El Camino, he should be on the run. right? So why would he show up? Kenneth, are you streaming the movie? So I'm not going to stream the movie, or else Netflix and Vince Gilligan would take me offline. I can't stream the movie. Here's what we're going to do. And for those of you asking why there's a disconnect, because technically the movie airs at 12:01 a.m. or 3:01 a.m. if you're in Eastern Standard Time, but we set up the timer for 12 a.m. on the dot. Okay, Alon, Ricky says that if you show up in the video, he'll subscribe. So everybody, we got 4 minutes to go. So in this moment, just show up for like 1 second. I'm going to bring my brother on. This is a big moment, everybody. He's never appeared on video before. He gets a little nervous with the whole concept of a live stream. This is it. That's my brother, my older brother. He's the one. He's the one who put on Monster Mash for me. If you're on the Periscope, there's my bro. There you go.
All right, see you guys.
So Ricky, that means you subscribe, and it means you're awesome. You were awesome anyway, but now you're even more awesome. Gogeta says, great beard. He asked me 4 hours ago, you think I should shave this beard? I said no, and the Dragon Ball himself says you should keep the beard.
All right.
Ricky, thank you for subscribing. You are an amazing, awesome human being.
Tyler Carter.
All right, we have like 3 minutes to go. So, reminder, when the I'm like so delirious right now. When the movie airs, here's what we're gonna do. When the movie airs, I'm gonna keep the stream going, but it's gonna be looking away from me, and I'm gonna have up a sign that says "I'll be back." After the movie, so in about 2 hours at around 5 a.m., I'm gonna come back onto the live stream. And I'll have seen the movie, and we'll talk about the movie. But here's the thing. Those are going to be my raw, instant reactions. I want to have a chance to process the movie. So what you're going to want to do, like my good friend Ricky here, is you're going to want to subscribe to the One Take YouTube channel. And then in a few days after I've had a chance to digest the film, I'll give you a video where I break it down in detail. We'll look at the symbolism, the themes, the character development, and type CGI if Walter White will appear. Of course, I believe CGI Walter will appear. CGI everything. CGI Walter, CGI Walt Jr., CGI, what's the thing they cook in? RV. Gogeta says you should stream more. Gogeta, I will. Like I said, this is going to sound like I'm exaggerating. Right now, you are all literally witnessing me live out a childhood dream. That's not even an exaggeration. Since I was a kid, I've always loved the idea of like a late night talk show. And this is probably the closest I'm ever going to get. And it's made me very happy. I'm very much enjoying myself. And on top of that, as if that wasn't good enough, I'm about to watch a Breaking Bad movie. I'm going to see what happened to Jessie. I'm going to finally, oh my God. I can't wait. I literally can't wait. Oh my God. I'm going to cry tears of joy. I've never done that before.
Never had joy.
Wow. Himanshu says, I can see you being a talk show host. You guys are awesome. And for those of you complimenting my voice, I'll do a little plug. You know, I have started recently getting into podcasting. And if you go to GillvillePodcast.com or search Saulcast or search Blood Moon, those are various podcasts that I do. Gillville is a podcast. It's a comedy podcast. Gillville Campfire is a horror podcast. Saulcast is a Better Call Saul podcast. Blood Moon is a Game of Thrones prequel podcast. We are counting down until the Game of Thrones prequel. Holy crap, there's like 2 minutes left. I'm going to open up Netflix and see if it's listed yet. Hold on, I need my sign. Where's the sign? Oh. There it is. So in about a minute, this sign's going to go up. 30 seconds.
Will it show up on our TV show?
Oh my God. My heart is literally pounding. If I was wearing my Apple Watch, it would be like beeping right now and telling me I got to get my heart checked because I am about to, I can't wait. Victor says, magnets, bitch. Okay. Final thought. Final thought.
Turn on energize.
Will Jessie utter the word bitch in this film?
Absolutely.
I say yes. I say yes. Even though I don't like to cuss normally, but like I said, for quoting, it's okay. I'm going to check Netflix again. I'm going to hit the refresh button. And I'm going to search El Camino. And see. I see El Camino Christmas. El Camino has been released on Netflix. We can watch the movie. It's out. Oh, my God. Okay. All right. So here's what we're going to do. As a reminder, everyone. Where is it? Where is it? Did I lose my live stream? No. Am I there? There it is. I clicked on a button. I'm delirious. Okay, I'm going to go watch the movie. And everybody, take your laptop, turn it away. Don't pay attention to it because we all owe this movie our complete undivided attention. Okay? So let's go watch the movie. I'll be back in 2 hours. And then we'll talk about what we thought. And we're gonna watch the movie right now. El Camino, a Breaking Bad film. I'll be back. Bum, 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 bum. Let's turn this way. Let's go on mute.